right, let's try this again. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Microphone test. 1, 2, 1, 2. The real pregame coming at you here in just about 3 minutes. But if you're joining us early, oh, good to have you. See you in a bit. It's from, I heard it earlier, I changed the input, it was Jed's mic I left on, so we're good. All right, you can go and throw the field up, we should be good, it's just a 1 minute hit, and then we're pre-recorded for 15 minutes, so.
It's time for your Game of the Week, brought to you by Eagle Communications and Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. And now with your pregame and play-by-play, here's Tyler Henry.
And with that, I want to welcome you inside Salina Stadium. Hello, everybody. Tyler Henry alongside you. Jed Smith to join us as the pregame show continues. But a great matchup here between a pair of 3-1 foes in the AVCTL2. Salina Central comes in at 3-1, riding Jack Gordon, who stepped in, of course, in replacement of Gunnar Gross. Meanwhile, on the other side of the matchup, it's Hank Wheelu, Valley Center, and one of the best defenses in Class 5A. We will have a conversation with Mark Sandbo when we return, get the thoughts from the head coach, come back out, get you starting lineups, and get you back out just in time for the opening kick. It's all coming up next on the pregame show, and you are watching this live with audio and video on the Salina Post, courtesy of our friends at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is your home field advantage. Our physicians include sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with orthopedic surgeons Drs. Travis Rump and Todd Riley, plus an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists. We're ready when you need us to help prevent injuries, enhance performance, or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. For area athletes to weekend warriors, the home field advantage starts at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer. The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome back in here on Countdown to Kickoff. Tyler Henry alongside you here at Salina Stadium, and we are joined now by the head coach of your Central Mustangs. It's Mark Sanbo. And Coach, first and foremost, thank you so much for taking some time and coming on the pregame show today.
No problem. Thanks for having us.
So you guys are off to a 3-1 start here, and before we get into kind of the composition of how you got there, I wanted to ask, overall, first half of the season, what has been the best thing that you've seen out of this group of guys? What has been kind of the biggest positive takeaway from the first half?
Yeah, I would say first off is our steps every week, just taking a step forward. But I don't know if I would quite say that last week. I thought we were flat. I thought we didn't execute to the level we needed to. But I think there's something to be said about, not playing your best football. And then when given the opportunity, having players make plays. And we for sure had to make some plays on Friday night to get out of Andover with victory. But, really happy with what we're seeing developmental-wise. More pressure being put on our offensive linemen, our skill guys, with Gunner going down week 1. And then, QB2 stepping in there and doing some really good things and throwing the ball around, distributing the ball to the right guys to make plays. And then defensively, to play like we have been outside of Goddard Eisenhower, who's a really good football team, keeping opponents pretty down in the scoring numbers and playing some physical defense, some sound defense. But again, every week there's things that we identify that we got to get better with, and we got to take that next step. And I felt that since we've been here. We start playing some of our best football about right now, and that expectation hasn't changed.
Well, I did really quickly want to take you back to the Andover game last week. And you said it. It sounds like a cliche, but good teams find ways to win. You guys get the late touchdown. You make the call to go for the 2-point conversion. You get it to walk it off, essentially. Are those the moments that you live for as a coach when you make a gutsy call like that and your guys go out and execute? And has your heart rate come down from that yet?
Heart rate was pretty calm, I think. But, yeah, that's exciting. We get to live – and we talk about with these kids all the time, you only have so many opportunities. And selfishly, we get to live vicariously through you guys year in, year out. But those are awfully fun. And you can't help but feel like an 18, 19-year-old kid at times when those types of plays happen. But, that's an exciting win. It's an emotional win. You said it right. Good football teams, good players find ways to make plays and come out with wins. And, we think we're a good football team, and we definitely found a way.
Well, you alluded to it earlier in our conversation here, but I did want to talk about, really what has been kind of the story of the season so far, at least from the media standpoint. Gunnar Gross goes down in week 1, but as you said, Jack Gordon steps in. All things considered, you guys haven't missed a beat offensively. How impressed have you been with him, not only as a quarterback, but as a young man willing to kind of step up and take on that leadership role?
Yeah, really impressed with Jack. He does some things that obviously, there's a reason why Gunnar was a starter, but Jack's a really good 2 for us. And there's a lot of programs we've said before around the state that would like to have him as their QB1. Gunnar, anytime you lose somebody like that, not only because of what he did he's arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the state, but he's also arguably one of the best football players in the state. So when you lose somebody like that, that's a gut punch. And he was much more to us than just a Friday night guy who's going to take us to another level of what we could do offensively. He was a leader. He was a hard worker. And, for that to happen and for our kids to respond and handle it the way they did week 1, I think it happened on the 3rd series of the game. against South, who's obviously our rival. And then for our kids to stay focused and have the right energy and respond like they did. Maybe for Jack, not enough time to think about what he was getting thrown into, but for sure week 2 he was being prepared as QB1, and he was ready for what was coming. And he's definitely executed, done some good things. We got to get cleaner in some areas too, but that's come to be expected. We expected him to be a defensive player for us all summer, all fall camp. And so kind of the rug to be pulled out from underneath him a little bit and be thrusted into a spotlight that I think in sports is no bigger than the quarterback position. I would say he's handled it awfully well.
Well, you talked about, a moment ago, the response from your team, and I wanted to ask you about that because I know there was, around the Salina community, whether it was warranted or not, a lot of concern regarding that when Gunner goes down at week 1. But after a 46-13 win over Emporia and a big win over Andover last week, you guys are 3-1. How much does that speak to the resilience of this team, and what was the response like as they kind of realized that they had to rally around somebody new and find a way to make it work?
Yeah, I think everybody's game, kind of raised a little bit, and it has to. Gunner did some things where we could be wrong, but he could make us right, and now we got to be right, and we got to execute. And we have a really talented group around him. Within our offense and what we like to do, the quarterback position is incredible. We put a lot of pressure on him. I compare it to kind of a collegiate quarterback. You got to know what the defense is doing. You got to know what we're doing, and you got to know what we want. And so he made us right awfully a lot, and Jack's got to do the same thing. And I think everybody kind of realized our game's got to be lifted, whether it's just on the offensive side or the defensive side. But I also think it speaks volumes to the type of talent that we have within our program. We have some fantastic receivers. We are 5A good, 5A big up front. We have a dynamic back. There's other pieces of the puzzle, and I think that's why, where we are with 3-1 is a big reason because of those guys.
Well, I'm starting to question if you looked at my script here before we started, because you keep leading me into my next question. You talked about the back that you've got there, and I wanted to ask you about this. I know when you have a team that comes into a new season, you had a new running back replacing Kenyon McMillan this year. Now you've got a new quarterback. The one number that pops off to me when I look at your stat sheet has been the turnovers. You guys have limited that, only 1 fumble by your running back this year, only 3 interceptions thrown again by a new quarterback. How big has ball security been in your ability to kind of settle into things and to keep that offense rolling?
Yeah, I think that kind of speaks to, the system that we operate in. Our kids, we talk ball security all the time. We talk about not putting it on the deck for our opponents, not making good decisions in the pass game. Our kids, if they leave our program knowing one thing, it's high and tight. We say it all the time, offensively, defensively at practice. We're not going to give or we don't want to give, I shouldn't say we're not because it's happened, but we don't want to give our opponents a short field or a turnover or momentum or new energy. And we definitely preach it to our kids within our program. So I think that plays a big part of it too. And talking about somebody like Eli, who's been the number 2 for 2 years, who's been within our system since he was a 7th grader, moving through it. I think you're seeing some aspects of him reaping those rewards.
Well, really quickly, before we talk about Valley Center, I wanted to just briefly talk about the league because, once again, the ABCTL2 looks very strong. What are kind of your thoughts on the league this year and this stretch you hit here as you head into the back 9 of your regular season?
Yeah, very similar to last year. I think there is 3 or 4 teams or 4 or 5 teams that could beat anybody. There might be 7 teams now that can go beat anybody within our league. You got 3 teams at 3-1. You got a team at 4-0. You got, I think, 4 teams within the top 7. Andover Central too, sitting at 3-1 in the 4A bracket. But yeah, there's a lot of good football teams. You got to be at your best week in, week out. I always talk about it like the SEC West. Can't overlook anybody, and you better be on your game or somebody's going to knock you off.
Well, you've got another big one coming up here tonight with Valley Center, one of only 2 teams that got you last year, and you both come in at 3-1. Before we get into the matchup, what are some of kind of the hallmarks of a Scott LeCure program? What do you expect year in and year out every time you see the Hornets?
Yeah, they're a very physical and fast defense. They fly around. I don't want to call it vanilla. I think that's an insult to what he's doing, but it's a 4-4, 4-2-5. But man, they fly around with intent to hit, and I think that's a culture thing that he's created there. I think that's extremely positive, and they're a physical football team. Offensively, they know what they want to do. Again, it's not flashy. They want to come downhill at you, and they're very content with 3-4 yards and just say, stop us. Very content with winning a 14-7, a 10-7 ball game, and handling time of possession, doubling yours or tripling yours. They're very comfortable in a contest like that. We're kind of differs from our style. I mean, we like to score. We like to do it fast. We like to hang some points up there. But we're gonna have to execute. We're gonna have to be clean. We're gonna have to play in front of the sticks a little bit, get them behind the sticks, be smart in special teams, and hopefully create a couple turnovers that give us a short field.
Well, you talked about some of the strengths of this Valley Center team, and I did want to ask you this. I know when you play a team that puts as much emphasis on the run as what they do, a lot of times it does come down to the action in the trenches. But when you have a chance to kind of break this down position group by position group, what are some of those matchups, position group-wise, where you think this game could really come down to?
Yeah, I think it's going to be up front. Both on the offensive and defensive line, we're going to have to play great in the trenches on both sides of the ball. When we get our opportunities to take some shots, we need to execute and take them, and they probably feel the same way. But we got to get them behind the sticks. We got to get them uncomfortable on, a 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 8, and get them out of their comfort area of, running the football on 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3. But if we can do that, and we can be really solid with our interior D linemen and our backers, and then obviously our offensive linemen and our run game, and not turn it over and maintain good field position, I think it could be a really fun Friday night for us.
Last thing for you here, Coach. I know you've hit on a lot of the little points throughout the course of our talk here, but if you have to break it all down, kind of take the 1,000-foot view of the matchup, what are your keys to the game here for Central to get the win and roll out to 4-1?
Yeah, turnovers are going to be critical. The physicality of the game, I'd like to step away from Friday night. And I say this a lot, no matter what happens, I'd like to step away from the game and look at us as the more physical football team, which is going to be a tall task because they're a physical football team. But, turnovers, physicality, the execution, and special teams are going to be critical for us to finish the way that we want to finish on Friday night.
Sounds good. Well, Coach, thank you as always for your time. Best of luck again here on Friday night.
I appreciate it, Tyler.
All right, once again, that was Mark Sandbo, the head coach of the Central Mustangs. We will step away, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, countdown to kickoff rolls on. You are watching and listening to the Salina Post Game of the Week, and it's brought to you by our friends at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Fall is the absolute best time for the experts at Commercial Tire Centers to look over your vehicle. Summer was tough on your tires, and winter's coming on strong. You don't want to be left stranded with tires that aren't performing. Car, truck, SUV, trailers, farm, and big rigs. Commercial Tire will help you keep safe and productive. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Every harvest season should start with a great deal. Roll into an upgrade today with Firestone Ag Radial Tires. Stop into Don's Tire and Supply in Abilene for $200 off all eligible non-82 tires. Add $300 off all eligible 82 radial tires. Now through September 30th. Save instantly when you buy 2 or more Firestone Ag tires. Deals like this don't happen very often, so head into Don's Tire and Supply to take full advantage of Go Harvest rewards. Terms, conditions, and limitations apply. For full details, visit FirestoneAg.com or contact Don's Tire and Supply in Abilene to find out more.
This October, the zombies are coming to Elite Sports Paintball Complex, and we need to prepare now. Here's what you should know. There will be a limited number of people each night for the zombie expedition. The best way to secure your spot for the upcoming zombie expedition is to reserve your space now. Don't miss out. We need your help in fighting zombies. Tickets are available right now at zombieexpedition.com.
And now back to more football action with your Game of the Week, presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. Here's Tyler Henry.
And with that, we are back and we are live. Hello, everybody. Tyler Henry alongside Jed Smith as we counted things down, just about ready to kick things off. The Mustangs have taken to the field. Both teams headed out to midfield for the coin toss here in just a moment. And you can feel the energy here at Salina Stadium. It is homecoming week. It is a battle of 3-1 squads. And Mr. Smith, it is a chance for each of these teams to kind of cement their status as we head into the back nine of the season. We should be in for a good one tonight.
I definitely agree with you. You talk about that energy and the excitement that you can feel. I know that I've been feeling it all week. Growing up in this area, wasn't even a Salina grad or anything, but I know names like Tate and Tanner Hancock and Terrence Newman from back in the days. And this school and this football program has been around and been powerful for a very long time. And now you've got another team on the other side that's coming in kind of looking the complete opposite. They're going to try to slow it down. They're going to try to run the ball, low scoring, and just punish them on defense and make sure they take care of the football, whereas Central is going to try to light up that scoreboard. And I tell you what, most fans, and myself included, are going to want that scoreboard to get lit up, so we'll see what happens tonight.
Yeah, in the truest sense of the term, it really is the unstoppable force against the immovable object. Valley Center has prided themselves in being a team. They want to run clock. They want to make sure that they keep their opponent's offense off the field and on the sideline. They want to ground and pound, and at the end of the day, they're content. We heard it from Coach Sandbo coming out and winning games 14-7. Meanwhile, you've got a Central team that has not been shy about throwing the football around. They have not been shy about the big plays. They're not afraid to go for the home run, and like you said, they have relied more on winning shootouts. So at a certain point, Jed, you get the feeling that one or both of these teams is going to have to adapt their philosophy just a bit, but as you alluded to a moment ago, it really is going to come down to the chess match here between two excellent coaches.
And I don't know that you necessarily want to adjust what you're doing. You need to just make sure that you can prove that you can do what you do better than what they do. And so then you kind of take them from their game. Rather than changing what you do, you want to get them to change what they do. Because I promise you, if Valley Center gets into a track meet with Salina Central, they will get outrun and probably lapped on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's not usually a good idea to challenge Usain Bolt in anything, but you certainly don't challenge him in the 100-meter, and that is what we're going to find out here in just a moment. Central won the toss. They have deferred to the second half. It will be Valley Center who will get the offense on the field first, and let's go ahead and meet the men who lead these two programs. For Salina Central, it's Mark Sandbo in year 5. You heard it on the pregame scoreboard, the hype video before this one got underway. It is a new day. It is a new era of Central football. A couple of years that they were down just a little bit, but they've bounced back in a major way. Coach Sandbo has had a lot to do with that, building this program back up to its historic heights, and a great playoff performance a year ago to go with that. Meanwhile, for Valley Center, they are under the instruction of head coach Scott LeCure, who has done something similar. And if there's one thing we know about these two programs, we've heard it from both of their coaches in our pregame conversations with them. Physical, physical, physical. That is going to be the name of the game tonight, and that's going to be the name of the game all season long. As right now, for Salina Central, it is Elijah Duxler who is ready to tee this one off, and we are just about ready to get this game underway. Salina Central, Valley Center, both teams come in at 3-0. Only one will move to 4-1. And we'll find out which one here in just a moment. 3 returners back deep to return for the Hornets. And Duxler will put his boot into this one. He will drive it all the way back to the goal line, and that will be a touchback. So out to the 25 we go, and here comes the offense for the Valley Center Hornets. And let's meet him. It all starts with quarterback Hank Wellew, who on the year as a senior, 18 for 35, 1 touchdown to 3 interceptions, but more of a danger with his legs. And he will be joined by a stable of backs that includes guys like Damont Mucker, Rylan Bailey, and Ethan Outley. Your primary receivers will be Joseph Knutson and Jonas Schelke. And your offensive line from left to right, Braden Heitzman, Jaden Birmingham, Derek Truman, Jeff Stockwell, and Roman Gage. Get you those Salina starters in just a moment, but right out of the gates, here we go, 1st and 10. Wellew takes the snap, rolls out to his left, wants to keep it himself, and he's up for a short gain of about 2. And with that, let's quickly meet the defense for Salina Central. They come out in their traditional 3-4, the 3 big guys in the trenches, Vance McComber, Zach Callisti, and James McKinney. Your linebackers today, Charles Slothauer, Donovan Johnson, Tyrus Young, and James Cathy. Your cornerbacks are Jameer Moore and Jace Fry, and your safeties are Des Gibson and Levi Losi. As we've got a handoff up the right side following the 3-yard gain. That'll be good for about 3 more, and that'll set up 3rd down and 4 for the Hornets.
A couple of 3 yards in a cloud of dust so far for Valley Center. I would say just as we had predicted it. They came out in that first play, almost looked like an option to the left, but then the quarterback really just pulled it down. You talked about Hank Welu with his legs there getting off to a good start, picking up 3 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and short, which is what they want.
And we heard it from Coach Sandbo. He said they're going to have to find ways to get him in 3rd and long. It's another keeper off to the left side. That'll be good for the 1st down, as getting across the line and to the sticks. That's Welu again. And this is what Valley Center wants to do. They'd like to do it all night long. And actually, they're going to say he went out shy of the line to gain.
That's a real big mistake on Hank Welu's fault there. He was getting to the 1st down and unfortunately just stepped out of bounds with that ball just a little short of the marker. Just to give you some perspective, Jack Gordon's coming in with 30 carries and Welu's coming in with 29, and he has 62 yards more than Jack Gordon does there too. So he is very efficient with the ball.
But here we go. It's Welu on 4th down. They will go for it. They want to pick it up, although that's going absolutely nowhere. Central gets it stopped, but I don't know if they did it shy of the line. We'll have to see where they mark this with forward progress. Central's defense is coming off the field like they've got the stop, and I believe they do.
I think they signaled 1st down.
Okay, I wondered. I saw them come all the way off, but you're absolutely right. They pick up the 1st down, and now they want to run a play while Central's out of sorts. They've got too many guys on the field. If they can get this snapped, and they do, should have been a flag there. Boy, Central just got away with one, I'm not going to lie, because they had 12 men on the field. And nobody throws the flag, so it sets up 2nd down and 8.
They still have 12 men on the field.
I mean, Jed, I'm not great at counting.
I do know this from previous experience, but now the 12th man is coming off. They absolutely played that last down with 12 men.
Well, one way or another, it sets up 2nd down and 10. We'll see a true shotgun snap. It's another handoff, this time off the left guard. Damont Mucker finds maybe a yard on that carry, no more than that. And this is what Central wanted to do. 3rd down and 7. When you're a power run offense, it is tough to pick it all up here, but you would imagine Valley Center not going to be shy tonight about going for it on those 4th and 2, 4th and 3 situations.
We've already seen it once, and this is what we talked about, too, about getting the other team to get out of what they're used to and they're comfortable in. These 3rd and longs can force a running team to have to pass if that situation comes up too often.
So, shotgun set here for Welu. Mucker lined up to his left. He'll take the snap, fake it on the motion, fire it out over the middle. It's the first passing play of the day, and the catch is made. It is complete. We'll see where they mark that down. That's a good gain, though, and it looks like it's going to be just short. So once again, 4th down and short, another chance here for the Mustangs to force the stop and get the offense on the field.
I always struggle to call a left-handed passer's throw unorthodox because anytime they flip them around, but it was kind of an unorthodox shot put throw there just to pick up about 8-9 yards, and they were ready to come out on 4th and short.
Valley Center back in the power I, toss left side. That's going to be enough for the 1st down and much, much more as Damont Mucker picks it up easily. And early on, the Central defense is held, but when you're facing a offense that consistently gets 3 to 5 yards on the ground per carry, they're going for it every 4th down. That's tough to stop.
It'll really wear you out because you get that excitement of holding them to 4th down, and then you feel that low of giving it up then on the next play.
Here's another play, a little option action that time off to the right-hand side, and that will pick up about 4. And you see, this is where Valley Center is really efficient. Once they start running downhill, once they get that momentum, they just want to get back up to the line, run another play, and to get the defense back on their heels.
And meanwhile, we're coming up on 4 minutes being run from the clock, and they've only picked up the 2 first downs so far. They are moving the ball just the way they want to.
6 plays on the drive so far. Toss to Mucker left side. I will say, though, they've tried to run that play about 3 times. Central's done a really good job with the outside contain.
I believe it was Denzel Washington that just said, keep giving it to him and it'll work.
A wise man.
Indeed.
And wise words. That's the philosophy for the Hornets here, who have set themselves up with a 3rd down and 3. And once again, they'll run it in the power I. 4 options. They'll hand it off left side. This goes to Rylan Bailey, and he will have the first. That'll move the chains once again. And really for the first time all game, with the exception of the not a first down. Wow. I guarantee that was an accident, but Central, a little friendly fire there near the sideline.
It's all fun and games till somebody loses an eye out there.
First down and 10 for Waylu. He'll take the snap, toss once again. Mucker, this time right side. This time Mucker's got room as he crosses the 30, now up to the 20, gets past the safety, and he is going to be tripped up at the 14-yard line. But that is a big chunk gain there for Valley Center. That's their first really big play of the day so far.
Mucker had a great run, but it was set up by great blocking up front. Ran a little stretch play, and he was patient enough to wait for the blocks to get set, created that hole. He had one man to beat a fantastic tackle out there in open field by Central.
So now it's Salina Central looking to stand tall here as the Hornets are in the red zone, and they may get 6 on this play. That's Mucker left side. He is gone. Touchdown for Daymont Mucker. And this one comes from 15 yards out to get Valley Center on the board. It'll be a 6-0 lead for the Hornets, and it's that same toss play, this time, though, to the left side.
He just went outside this time, and the one open field tackler that was there to make the hit was unable to bring him down. And unfortunately, that's easy running for Mucker there to put it into the end zone, run into the corner, and never got touched after that first missed tackle.
So they will line it up here for the extra point. The PAT attempt is on its way, and CJ Gonzalez will knock it through. So, first points on the board. Valley Center draws the opening blood. We will step away for 30, but when we come back, more high school football. It's your game of the week when we return here on
YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
Welcome back in here at Salina Stadium. Here it's our game of the week on the Salina Post. There we go, Jed. That's what they pay me the big bucks to do.
Indeed.
It'll be a chance here for Valley Center with a 7-point lead to put, let's face it, one of the best defenses in the state statistically on the field. And if you're Central, you are hoping for a big return here potentially. See if they can't get it, as Valley Center will kick this about to the 20-yard line. That's where it will be taken, and it's taken up by Riker Grossner. He'll get to the sideline and be taken down at the 27-yard line. And with that, let's meet the Salina Central offense. Again, Gunnar Gross goes down in week 1. He is replaced by Jack Gordon, and Gordon not only has stepped in and filled the role, he has excelled. 80 for 137 through the air, 943 passing yards, 10 touchdowns to only 3 interceptions, and then on the ground, 30 carries for 80 yards and 2 touchdowns as well. Primary back will be Elijah Wilson, who's lined up sidecar left of Gordon right now. Your receiving core consists of Hunter Mowery, Riker Grossner, Sam Payne, and Tate Gary. And we'll get your offensive line after this first down and 10 play. It's a handoff to Wilson. He's got room. He'll lower the shoulder, and he is up for a gain of 9 here on first down. A great run for Elijah Wilson. Again, your offensive line for Central, it's Caden Snyder, Gage Gibson, Colby Schaefer, Anthony Ortigoza, and Addison Brandstetler. And that is if you're looking at it from left to right. Back in the shotgun here goes Gordon on a 2nd down and 1 as they're taking time to get everybody set.
Well, originally the official down here that spotted it signaled for a first down. Then they held off on that. Now the officials are staring down, and they're going to bring out the chains to just measure this. It's close enough. They ended up spotting him all the way out to the 38-yard line, which he might be just inches short, but I do think he could be having a first down here. First play from scrimmage for the Central Mustangs. It could be a 10-yard gain right out of the gates. That's what they're looking to do.
Tell you what, first quarter measurement was not on my bingo card for today's game. They will stretch the chains out, though. Take a look at it, and we'll see whether it's going to be 2nd and inches or 1st and 10. And they say move the chains. So a gain of 10 for Elijah Wilson. That also pauses the game long enough for us to meet the Valley Center Hornets defense. They come out in a 4-3. The big boys in the trenches, Drake Thornton, Bo Young, Trey Heitzman, and Noah Chobad. Your linebackers are Colby Newton, Walker Vanderwide, and Trace Emig. Austin Sainer and Joseph Knutson are your cornerbacks today, and Steele Showmaker and Rock Showmaker are your safeties. 1st and 10, snap back to the quarterback. Tipped pass is getting a hand on that was Trace Emig, and that will break it up to set up 2nd down and 10 here for the Mustangs.
Really great play there by Trace Emig coming across there to knock that ball down. Central had their receiver open. The ball was coming to him. It looked like the timing was right on. Just had the hand up in the way and knocked it down. Still had a chance to catch it, but it's so hard to do after you get a ball deflected like that then, too. Would have been a good gain for the Central Mustangs, but here they go at 2nd and 10.
Valley Center's defense allowing 11.8 points per game, only 186 yards per game, both the second best marker in 5A. Here's a handoff though to Wilson. He's got room up the middle, and he's across midfield. Elijah Wilson, his first 2 carries of the day, will go for 10 and 12, and it's the Mustangs moving the ball on the ground here to start off.
I don't disagree that they have a great defense. I would like to say that the style of football that they play limits the other team's ability to get yards and points because they do drain so much of the clock. They didn't give the ball back to Central till half the first quarter was gone. So that's part of how their defense is so good.
Is a little screen pass that'll go out to Wilson on the right side. He'll be brought up and dragged down, and you're absolutely right. It's tough to pick up yards or points when your offense spends a majority of the game on the sideline.
And it's easier to have a great defense if they're well rested because your offense is out there just playing up and down the field while they get to breathe. Those big boys in the trenches that we talk about so often need that rest and that time on the sideline, and sometimes that slow-moving offense that Valley Center has is just what the doctor ordered for them.
Sam Payne will come off to the sideline here. He'll be replaced by Des Gibson in this shotgun set. 2 wideouts split off to the left-hand side, 2 now off to the right. Keep an eye, as always, on the ever-dangerous Hunter Mowry. He's in the slot. Here it is. Gordon rolling right. Fires this one off. It's a little screen. It's caught up to the 40, now to the 35-yard line. And it's a big, big game that time on a little tight end screen, as they just motion him off to the side, maybe a little slant route there. Either way, it picks up the first.
Such kind of a bizarre game so far right now because it's the tale of 2 cities, but it's the tale of 2 football teams. And both of them are doing exactly what they want on offense, and it is completely opposite of the other one. Just a really, really fun game to be a part of right now as both teams are kind of imposing their offensive will.
Well, and it's also interesting because as we've got a timeout on the field, 4:59 left to go. Opening quarter, but we haven't even really seen Central take a shot yet, and that's something that they are very well known for, especially at this level. So the longer you go, the more you start to almost psych yourself out as a defense, wondering when it's going to come, but that's allowed guys like Elijah Wilson to get it going on the ground.
It will. They've done a great job so far of creating the holes, but then really hitting the holes hard to gain such positive yards. That's what's opening up the run for sure, but it's when they start to get lackadaisical and think it's not coming, that's when it's going to get popped over the top on them.
7-0 is the lead here for Valley Center. It's going to be another handoff, again up the middle, again for a big gain. And no surprise here, Elijah Wilson. He has been the guy all season long. I know Central lost Kenya McMillan from a season ago, one of the most prolific rushers in the state, but we heard preseason and he's lived up to it. Elijah Wilson, he was ready to take on that role.
What a jump cut right there at the line of scrimmage, too, to get over to the right, hit that hole. Like I said, just coming through like a train, picking up 8 or 9 yards there. Huge first down pickup.
Sets up second down here and 2. Handoff again, Wilson bouncing off, now cutting back to his left. But you see not only the power, but the elusiveness as he is able to make those quick jump cuts. And now, I believe, should be enough for the first down. And yep, the sideline judge will signal for that here with 4:05 left to play in the opening quarter.
Really impressive to watch him move his body and his feet underneath him to keep the balance as he's jump cutting 2 to 5 yards almost there.
Snap back to Gordon. Another handoff up the middle. Again, plenty of space and good ball security as Elijah Wilson continues to ring the bell. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it, am I right?
It is. And, you know, we talk about taking a shot, but if you're picking up 8 yards a carry, you keep feeding him.
Well, and you can tell Valley Center, they've seen the shots that Central's taken on film because that box is so light. But this offensive line is feasting right now on that 4-man front. And those linebackers dropping back into coverage have not been there to fill the gaps. Now a heavier box for Valley Center. They will hand it off again to Wilson. It's well blocked up the middle. He'll find his way up to the 10. But it's Central who continue to ground and pound here. They're well inside the red zone, and they're 10 yards on a 2nd and 5.
Another great run there as he made contact in the backfield with him and just pinballed his way forward for 5 yards out of there. Would look like he might get 1 yard, maybe a tackle for loss. Elijah Wilson is really running the ball very well tonight. Effective with his balance, his vision, making defenders miss and running them over.
We'll talk more about Elijah Wilson here after the 2nd down and 5. Snap back to Gordon. This time it's a quarterback keeper. He'll take it up the gut. and he is going to be stopped, I believe, just shy of the line to gain. But you look at Wilson's numbers, they do indicate a bell cow back. 73 carries, 617 yards on the season, 8 touchdowns to 1 fumble. But here's the big number, Mr. Smith, 8.5 yards per carry for the senior.
You can give him the ball twice and get a first down. That's math.
That is, in fact, math. 3rd down and short. We'll see where it goes. Snap back, handoff Wilson, left side, up to the goal line. He's awfully close. They're going to call him just shy. And I would not be surprised if we see them give it right back to him here on 1st and goal from the 1.
He has certainly earned the opportunity to try to get in that end zone. Really been the bell cow this whole drive and done a fantastic job running the football. Everybody
thinks Wilson's going to get it. Wilson does get it, and it does not matter. Elijah Wilson racks up darn near 70 yards on the drive. He punches it in for 6, and it's the Mustangs on the precipice of evening things up here early on in this contest. Just an excellent job keeping it on the ground, and let's give some credit to that O-line. They have been opening up and parting the Red Sea tonight for Elijah Wilson.
He really couldn't ask for much more, and any time that he's had a defender there, he's definitely not gone down at first contact.
PAT is on the way. The kick is up. The kick is good, and we've got a 7-7 ball game with just under 2 minutes to play here in quarter number 1. Back with more when we return. We'll step away for 30. It's the Salina Post Game of the Week here, presented by our friends at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is your home field advantage. Our physicians include sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with orthopedic surgeons Drs. Travis Rump and Todd Riley, plus an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists. We're ready when you need us to help prevent injuries, enhance performance, or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. For area athletes to weekend warriors, the home field advantage starts at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Welcome back in here. It's our Salina Post Game of the Week. Tyler Henry alongside Jed Smith. And, well, after a long Valley Center drive, majority of the yards picked up on the ground, Salina Central says, you know what, we can do that too. And Elijah Wilson finds his way in for 6. It evens us up, and it sets up a kickoff here for Elijah Duxler. But, Jed, we built this one before the game began. We knew that we were going to be in for a good contest, and it's lived up to the hype through 1 quarter.
Be interested to see how, if the scoring continues with the back and forth, what it does to the offenses and defenses as far as tiring them out and seeing where their energy's going. Another great kick here.
Takes a hop at about the 10-yard line. That's where it'll be fielded. Now working his way left to right, looking for room, wrapped up, and eventually dragged down at the 20-yard line. Now we've got a little hand fighting going on at the 25. But nonetheless, it's a solid return taken here by Rylan Bailey, and it will put the Valley Center offense back on the field.
And I wouldn't expect much to change from Valley Center's first drive to this drive. Expect them to come out here, run it to the left or run it to the right, and then rinse and repeat.
If you're Central, you realize you probably need 4 stops unless you can set up a 4th and long here, deep in Hornet territory. Here it's a quarterback keeper. That will go up for a gain of about 4, as holding on to the football that time was Hank Wellew. And Wellew's interesting because he really is the guy. I mean, obviously as the quarterback, you're the one that makes the offense run, but he's been more of a distributor this year than the kind of guy that tries to do it himself.
And he's done a good job of making sure that he's running that offense. It's tough to describe him as a distributor with 1 pass so far.
Here's a ball that goes on the deck, and that's going absolutely nowhere. A little miscommunication on the handoff, and Diamont Mucker just had to dive on it to make sure it was secured. But this is exactly what Central wants. 3rd down and 11 coming up here.
Definitely taking them out of their comfort zone here. But you talked about it earlier, how Central has to expect 4 downs to stop it. And that's where when people want to say Valley Center's offense is conservative, that's not true. They're very aggressive because they're committed to going for it 4 downs every time.
Although you wonder, backed up in their own territory, what the distance is that they would have to pick up here to realistically actually go for it. They will fake the handoff on the jet sweep. It's Wellew chased out of the pocket, chased down from behind, and brought down along the sideline. He will get about 3 yards, but on 4th down and 9, for as aggressive as Valley Center is, I think they're going to bring the punting unit onto the field, and that is absolutely the right call.
What a great play by James McKinney there, coming around the outside off the defensive end position, got immediate pressure, put his hands up, forced the quarterback out of the pocket, and then was able to wrap him up and take him down for a short gain to force the punt.
Time does continue to wind here with under 10 seconds to go, and you wonder, there is a difference between the game clock and the play clock. They could let it run all the way down here, and they just might.
Trying to see. Well, yeah, because they want to punt with the wind, and that's what I think Central's going to go ahead and call a timeout here so that they don't let them punt with the wind.
And I like this, a little gamesmanship out of Coach Sandbo. He will call the timeout. He will force Valley Center to punt this away before they have a chance to flip fields. And we didn't really have a chance to talk about the conditions down there today, but for it being October here in a couple of days, I don't think the state of Kansas has gotten the memo. It was in the 90s today, whole lot of wind, and that's going to make things a little interesting throughout the course of the evening.
Not a great day for me to wear my suit at work today. I was real disappointed in the heat and the wind, and you're seeing that too, and you talked about our bingo card. I don't think anybody had ice in the punter on theirs either.
Not in the first quarter. Not in the first quarter. Real shame. You went through the trouble of wearing the suit. We didn't even have you on camera today, Jed.
Well, I got a face for radio, that's for sure.
As long as it comes with the voice to match, that's all we care about here on the show. CJ Gonzalez, actually Diamond Mucker, the punter, back to kick this one away. And he will send this off, the first punt of the evening, and we'll take a bounce and head out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. That's where Central will set up shop when we return. A 7-7 ball game after the end of the first quarter. Back with more on the other side of the break. You are watching and listening to the Salina Post Game of the Week.
Keating Chiropractic knows that results matter. Doctors Eric and Mitch Keating proudly serve Junction City and the surrounding communities, caring for each patient and athlete individually. They know each patient's condition and health needs are different, and treatments should reflect that. In addition to traditional and sports chiropractic care, Keating Chiropractic proudly offers dry needling and acupuncture, as well as ART, or active release techniques, to treat a variety of sports and athletic injuries. Schedule your consultation today. Keating Chiropractic, committed to your health.
Are you looking to buy or sell real estate? With 10 years of experience serving Northeast Kansas from Abilene to Wamego, leave it to a professional. Call Kirsten Ross, realtor and owner with Homefront Real Estate Group. Buying a home, whether it be your first time or second time, is one of the biggest financial decisions you'll make in a lifetime. Therefore, finding the right agent to help you make the process easier is essential. Kirsten Ross is there for you and your family every step of the way. Visit rosshouses.com and go Irish.
Fresh 12 up on the clock as we are underway here in quarter number 2. Tyler Henry alongside Jed Smith, and there's the first shot of the day as they went over the middle. Boy, they really wanted to get that to one of their top receivers. Hunter Mowry was streaking over the middle, and I like the idea because if you're Valley Center, you just gave up the ball, you're just coming out of the quarter break, really kind of lulled them to sleep a little bit that time.
It's a great call right out of the timeout like that to get that, but also wanting to tip your hat to Central on that timeout. That's a net punt of about 20 yards there, too. So really smart decision to force him to punt into the wind.
Sets up second down and 10. Wilson will get the give. He'll try to go up the middle. And this time, Valley Center does have the box loaded. They're ready to defend it. And you got to give credit on the coverage there on that first down play, too, because we know the kind of speed Mowry has. If he gets that in the open field, he's gone.
He was already behind the cornerbacks and then was even with the safeties there as the ball was coming in. So you're absolutely right. If he catches that thing, it is absolutely just a foot race, and he's got a head start right there out of the gates.
4 wide receivers on offer here for Jack Gordon. 3rd down and 7. He'll take a shotgun snap, fake the handoff. He's hit as he throws. He does get the reception, though. That's going to be good for the first down up to the 40-yard line. It's Riker Grossner who hauls it in for the gain of 12, and that is just what the doctor ordered for the Mustangs.
Let's talk about Jack Gordon standing in the pocket, keeping his eyes focused to the left where the screenplay is going to come around, while the gentleman from Valley Center, Trace Emig, was barreling down at him. He came off the end unblocked, and Jack Gordon just did a great job of staying composed and completing the pass. A huge first down pickup for the Mustangs on that play.
That's one of those plays that you see the guy come untouched. And to give credit there to Elijah Wilson, he did all he could. He got a hand on him. But normally that's either going to go for a sack or you're going to see the quarterback panic and do one of two things. Throw the football away or try to run with it and probably not get much out of it. But like you said, huge shouts to Jack Gordon for standing and delivering, as we've had one form or another official stoppage here. It's not a timeout. And I believe everybody is set and ready to go here. Time continues to tick off the clock. Snap back to Gordon, hand off to Wilson. He goes nowhere, and you get the feeling Valley Center may have talked about Mr. Elijah Wilson in their huddle in between possessions there.
It was hard to miss on that first drive. Like you said, he ran for nearly 70 yards on the first set of possessions for the Central Mustangs. Although here we see him kind of maybe holding his hip or his hand as he comes off the field. He may have gotten hit in a place that is special.
Well, and it brings Keaton Smith onto the field. And just to give you an idea of how heavily Wilson's been used this year, Smith is the second leading rusher on the team. 7 carries for 34 yards. That's all the action he's seen.
He's still almost carrying it for 5 yards a run, though, at that click. And that just shows you the impressiveness of the offensive line and the holes that they're creating for their running backs. We see Elijah Wilson down here on the sideline. He doesn't look to be taking himself out of the game so much as kind of writhing in a lot of pain, but doesn't seem to be getting any treatment. So it's something that I think he may have gotten hit down there, and he's just trying to not hurt anymore before he gets up and gets back in there. But we'll see. Keep an eye on him there. Like I say, he's not being treated by anybody on the sideline, so that would lead me to believe that he is hurt and not injured.
Well, and he's one of those essential pieces of this offense. They need him out there. But speaking of guys that, again, are out right now, I know Gunnar Gross has been kind of one of the storylines with his injury being unavailable for the Mustangs. But I talked with Coach Sandbo, and he said Gunnar has not been content to simply become a spectator this season. He has been helping coach up the quarterbacks. He has been helping to kind of mentor Jack Gordon, and he is very much involved down there on the sideline, watching the plays, watching everything back, and seeing how he can continue to help his team, even if it can't be out there on the field.
And that's just the epitome of a teammate, and that's what we see so often with high school sports, and it's just that's why I do it, and I'm sure it's a big reason why you as well, too.
So it is Keaton Smith lined up to the right-hand side. They will fire a screen out that way. The catch is made by Mowry. He is going to be wrestled down. I think they're going to call a horse collar tackle. It was a gain of about 5 on second down. That might be a free first down given away by Valley Center here.
It was a bad play. He was out of bounds, and Valley Center horse collared him and threw him to the ground. So not only was it a horse collar.
And that is, in fact, the call. And to your point, I mean, it's a lot of yardage. It's also a free first down. It's the first big penalty that we've had on either of these teams in this game.
Yeah, and he was out of bounds. So it was just, that's why I say it was so bad, because you didn't really need to be that way, and you cost your team 15 yards when the guy was already out of bounds. It's just a matter of frustration getting the best of a player right there.
It puts Salina Central in the red zone. Salina Central puts Elijah Wilson back on the field. He's lined up to the left now of Jack Gordon. Gordon takes the snap, fires over the middle, wide open receiver, and a walk-in touchdown. There was no one in the same zip code as Hunter Mowry, who runs the slant and picks up 6, and it's the Mustangs with their first lead of the day.
And they have really looked like they can do what they want all the time so far on their 2 possessions. I mean, it's easy to say they're perfect, but 2 for 2 is what it is, and they're not getting field goals. They are scoring touchdowns and doing it very decisively. Running backs are averaging a huge yards per carry. Meanwhile, they're able to throw the ball and get it into the end zone. And here's the extra point to come. It is up, and it is good.
PAT is through, makes it a 14-7 Salina Central lead here on homecoming. And for all intents and purposes, we're going to keep it right. I want to talk about Hunter Mowry for just a moment. You look at his numbers on the season, 22 catches, 310 yards. That was his 6th touchdown of the season to this point. And when you're Jack Gordon stepping into this role as the new starting quarterback, obviously it's great to have Coach Sandbo, to have this offensive line, and to have a guy on the sideline like Gunnar Gross helping you out. But I'll tell you what, having the safety blanket of number 27 running wild all over defenses, that's not a bad thing to have either.
that's how you have a great quarterback, is by having a great receiver. The two have to go together, and they got to be in sync. And that's what's so impressive about this, is that you're seeing this backup quarterback and Jack Gordon come in here and have that chemistry with him. You know, I love stats because you can come up with all these things, but it only takes Hunter 4 catches before he's in the end zone. And that's just incredible to me, because as he's number one receiver, he's got 23 catches on the year already. You know they're throwing it to him 4 times a game. That's at least 1 score.
Yeah, no, he has been phenomenal. He did the same thing a season ago, and he picked up right where he left off this year. So it's Mowry with the touchdown. It's Central with the lead. And with 10 minutes and 6 seconds to go, it'll be Valley Center looking for the answer. A wise, fair catch called for at the 25. That's where the drive will begin. And here's the other thing we haven't really talked too much about, Jed. It's great to run this offense when you're ahead. When you get down by a couple of scores, you start questioning yourself a little bit if you're this classic run clock, ground and pound type of offense.
At a certain point, the clock just takes you out of your game, because now they're not going to feel that right now. They're down 1 score. There's 10 minutes left in the first half. They can run their offense, but they going to be a little bit tighter when it comes to 3rd and 12 if that were to happen to them, because they got to start reassessing the situation pretty quickly then.
Well, and again, you take a look at Hank Waylu's numbers this year. Through the air, 18 of 35, under 200 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 picks. Here they go on the ground. It's a big hole off to the right-hand side. Now off to the races, breaking a tackle. It's Damont Mucker. He is gone. Well, we talked about the slow, methodical ground and pound, and out of nowhere, Valley Center comes out with a 1st and 10 lightning strike. It's Damont Mucker, 75 yards to the house, and Valley Center's right back in it.
Nobody said the word slow and Damont Mucker at the same sentence at all tonight, and there's no reason to. He was gone once he got around that edge. He got a fantastic block downfield, but let's be honest, that play was just all Damont Mucker and his speed. What a switch of events as Valley Center scores in a matter of seconds, and now it's back to Central with a tie football game.
It certainly is, and we will step away and take a brief break. But after a 1-play drive, the Mustangs are back to work on offense. We'll have it when we return here on the Salina Post Game of the Week, brought to you by our friends at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Fall is the absolute best time for the experts at Commercial Tire Centers to look over your vehicle. Summer was tough on your tires, and winter's coming on strong. You don't want to be left stranded with tires that aren't performing. Car, truck, SUV, trailers, farm, and big rigs. Commercial Tire will help you keep safe and productive. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9 in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Welcome back in here at Salina Stadium. Tyler Henry alongside Jed Smith. And how about a Marshall Motors scoring drive recap? 1 play, 75 yards, touchdown Valley Center.
Damont Mucker. That's what I'm going to say right there. What a great back this is. And it's kind of fun to see both of them on both sides as well, too. But that was all him on the outside on a sweep.
Here is a kickoff that's going to roll near the pylon. It's out of bounds. And that's going to give solid field position away here to the Mustangs, who, after going through all that, after the, I wouldn't say slow, methodical drive, but a long touchdown drive to get themselves in the driver's seat, that offense finds itself right back on the field.
It does, and traditionally you talk about how you got to have rest and you want your big guys, but the way Salina Central plays football, they want to score fast, and they want to score again. So honestly, this isn't a bad thing for them. They're ready to put the tempo down, put the gas pedal down, and wear this Valley Center defense out. And there's not quite as many players on the Valley Center sideline. Some of these guys might have to go both ways. That's going to wear on him here as we get into the 3rd and 4th quarter, and it makes it even harder to chase down Hunter Mowry when you're tired.
Well, and there are certain stats that are simply not kept at the high school level, but I would imagine Valley Center's time of possession has probably been pretty crazy. This might be the first time the defense has been halfway through their first sip of water, and they're right back on the field again.
Definitely, I'm sure it's got to be, because they are not accustomed to that quick score.
So here we go. Jack Gordon takes the snap. He'll hand it off to Wilson up the right-hand side. He will pick up about 3, and you see Valley Center has committed to loading up the box. They have committed to trying to stop the run. We'll see what Central has in store here on 2nd down and 7.
It looked like there may have been a fumble from Wilson there. As he was spinning around, I could see the ball kind of waving out in his right side, but he comes out of the bottom of the pile with the ball, and the referee spotted right there for 2nd and 2. But Valley Center seemed to think they had it, but it will be second down here for Central.
I thought I saw a flag down on the field, but it's just a Valley Center player with the identical colored glove sticking his hand out, and that's going to get me a few more times tonight. I can already tell.
You can thank Travis Kelsey for that.
It certainly can. Here's a rollout to the left and a big hit put on by Valley Center. The catch is made, but it's not going to pick up any yardage as Central went out that time. They've been playing out in the flats, and it's worked out for the most part, but that time they do get the catch to Elijah Wilson. They just don't get any yards out of the deal.
That was Rock Shoemaker coming out there to make the hit out on the back from the backfield there. He's probably only second to his brother Steele Shoemaker for coolest first names in the history of football teams ever.
There are some good ones. 3rd down and 7, and that is going to be costly. Valley Center trying to time the snap, and I think they're going to get caught with an offsides call or encroachment here. And there it is. It's offsides. It's 5 yards. It's not an automatic first, but I'll tell you what, your playbook gets an awful lot longer on 3rd and 2 than it is on 3rd and 7.
3rd and 2 is a lot better than that 3rd and 7. It really allows you to do anything that you want, and especially right here where the ball's at in this field, I wouldn't be surprised if it was 4-down territory for him as well, too.
Certainly would think, or at least ask the question. 8:23 left to play before halftime. Tie ball game, 14 apiece. 3 receivers split off to the right-hand side, including Hunter Mowery. He'll be in the slot, and Salina Central wants to take a timeout and talk this over. That will give us a moment to remind you that today's game is brought to you by Sage Products. Sage Products in Salina is your supplier for janitorial products for your business or home. From paper towels to soap and items from ceiling to floor, you will see products from Sage, and you can get the same home field advantage at your home or office by visiting sageselects.com. Here, again, a tie ball game at Salina Stadium. Happy to be bringing you this, courtesy of our friends at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. And coverage of our game of the week is also brought to you by our friends at Salina Septic Service, Commercial Tire Center, Elite Sports Paintball Complex, APAC Shears, and Bennington State Bank. You get 5 free yards. You get a new situation here on 3rd and 2. What do you think the call is on this next opportunity? And could we see one of those patented Central shots here, Mr. Smith?
Yes, you could see one of those, but you asked me what my call is here, and his name is Elijah Wilson. He averages 8.5 yards a carry, and it's 3rd and 2, and 2 is less than 8.5.
I've been told he's pretty good at football. I have it on good authority.
Yep. He has shown so far.
Wilson is lined up in the backfield directly to the right of Jack Gordon. And there it is, the give to Wilson up the middle, power run football. He is going to be stopped, though, right at or a little short of the line to gain. The official that's coming in and spotting this right now has him down about a half yard short. And we may just find out if this is indeed 4-down territory for Salina Central.
I got to feel like that play call leads me to believe that they had the next play ready to go, assuming that they didn't get 1st down, because that was also why that was my choice rather than taking a shot downfield.
Well, and that may have been part of the discussion. It's, okay, if we get 1st down, we're back to our normal setup. If we don't, here's what we do. And we'll find out what Central's got dialed up, as they will keep the offense on the field. Double tight formation, snapping another handoff to Wilson. He's going to be awfully close. Did he get it?
It's going to matter on the spot.
It is, and right now the 2 sideline judges are standing in different places. It looked like the ball made it that way, but it's not a matter of where the ball is at the end. It's where the knee goes down, and of course, don't have the luxury of instant replay at the high school level. And I think we are going to get another measurement.
Well, he kind of lunged there at the end of the run where he was still up off of the ground before he'd gone fully down, but he got met by a defender, but it did look like the ball was over the white line. But I also am at an angle so that I can't actually see that for real, so we'll see what the referees who have a better view than I do.
And there's a reason you and I are both up here wearing spectacles.
It's because we can see more better than them.
Not where I was going, but okay.
That's where I went.
They will bring out the chains for the 2nd time today. The first time it led to a 1st down for Salina Central, and as they stretch it out here, it will be The same result, first down Central. You hear the cheer of the crowd, and it's the Mustangs who will keep the offense on the field. They will have it here at the 45.
That's the second time tonight that Salina Central's gotten the first down by the width of an index note card. It was very, very close, and they were able to get the first down. And so now kind of take a deep breath and figure out, all right, what are we going to do?
Well, and how about this? Unsportsmanlike conduct on the measurement. So it could have been a turnover on downs. Now you give up an extra 15 yards, and it's still 1st and 10, but it flips the field. Central, all of a sudden, is set up shop in Valley Center territory. And that's just something in a game of this caliber, with teams of this caliber, you just can't be doing that. Snap back to Gordon, wants to go over the middle. There's Mowry once again. Mowry in open space, breaks one tackle, and he is up to the 16-yard line. They are going to mark him down at the 13. It's another huge catch on the slant for Hunter Mowry.
Similar route as the touchdown, opposite seam. He's just running right up the seam, over the linebackers, under the safeties. Jack Gordon hits him perfectly, and he's able to complete it for a huge gain there for the Mustangs.
Gordon back in the shotgun, handoff. Wilson up the middle. Now they've got Valley Center thinking about the pass, and Wilson will barrel his way inside the 5-yard line up to about the 4. See if it's enough to give him the first down. If it is, it's 1st and goal from the 3.
I think a lot of that is true what you're saying. That first drive, Elijah Wilson really just did whatever he wanted. And I think the Valley Center kind of, their defensive coordinator got them together and said, we got to change something here because they've been much better with the run. But then, of course, we see that little hole over the linebackers in between the safeties there that's been more open.
And I think this might be coming back. Our white hat is coming over here. He will have a word with Coach Sandbo down to the 20-yard line. But nobody for Central has moved up, and that defense is standing at the 5. So that leads me to believe that something went amiss there. And it looks like Coach Sandbo pleading his case about this.
And it's interesting because I do have an official down here on this near sideline who does have the spot still there at the 3.5, 4-yard line where the run went to. So here's the call. So the inadvertent whistle came in, and it happened at about the 9-yard line there. And so that's what they gave them the opportunity to choose what he wanted to do. And so he took the yardage. But so the remaining yardage that Elijah Wilson got happened after that whistle, and that's why we're back here at the 9.
The old inadvertent whistle.
Get them every time.
It will set up 2nd down and 5 here. Central can still pick up the first without getting in the end zone. Snap back to Gordon. He'll fake the handoff again. A keeper up the middle. That's Gordon up to the 4. And he's going to be close, it looks like, just shy of the sticks. That'll set up 3rd down and maybe half a yard here.
It's a great gain there to bring up the 3rd and short. You know you're in 4-down territory here, as close as you are to the sticks. You can just really kind of try to push the big boys up front and get a yard.
Gordon takes the snap. It's going to be a give up to Wilson. He is going to be close. He gets the first down. And now if you're Central, you've got 4 chances to punch this in for 6 from the 1-yard line. And remember, Central deferred to the second half. They're going to take the opening kickoff when we resume action on the other side of the break. 5:28 left to go. They would love to maybe eat up a little more clock, but they might just get it in for 6 right here. And that is exactly what they do. Salina Central will reclaim the lead. It's a touchdown that looked awfully easy. And another big 6 from the goal line that time for the Mustangs.
And keep in mind, too, with 5:19 to play, Salina Central has 0 timeouts remaining, whereas Valley Center has all 3 of their timeouts and 5 minutes left to drive. And hopefully for them, they're going to try to tie it up because they know Salina Central gets that ball at the second half. And Valley Center does not want to play from 2 scores behind.
Certainly do not. As Central will line up here for the PAT. Snap is down, kick is up, and somebody runs into the kicker or the holder, one or the other. Either way, the PAT will stand, and the yardage will be assessed on the kickoff when we return. But it's Salina Central up 21-14, 5:19 to go before half. Back with more when we return. It's the Salina Post Game of the Week, and it's brought to you by our friends at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
This October, the Zombies are coming to Elite Sports Paintball Complex, and we need to prepare now. Here's what you should know. There will be a limited number of people each night for the Zombie Expedition. The best way to secure your spot for the upcoming Zombie Expedition is to reserve your space now. Don't miss out. We need your help in fighting zombies. Tickets are available right now at zombieexpedition.com.
Welcome back here to Salina Stadium. Tyler Henry, Jed Smith following the 2-yard touchdown run by Elijah Wilson. By the way, his second of the day. The Mustangs lead it 21-14. And Jed, you see where the kickoff is going to be kicked away here from. It's better to get this penalty if you're the receiving team, but either way, it's going to set things up. And as you alluded to, it wasn't just that he ran into the kicker got blasted.
He really did get blasted, and he got hit low because of the hit up high, pushed him into the guy that was diving legally in front of him. But this is a big penalty here too, because you think Salina Central is kicking into the wind. Well, it's a whole lot easier to do if you get to kick it 15 yards closer into the wind. So you have seen a lot of kicks going this direction get to about the 20. We'll see if Salina Central can maybe pin them back and make them work harder to get that points.
You can't really call it a coffin corner drill. They're going to try to get the onside kick, and it does not go anywhere in the vicinity of the yardage that they need, but nobody picked it up. Did that hit a Valley Center player? I think that's what Coach Sandbo is arguing for right now. If it did, it's Central football. That was a busted play from the beginning. It did not go 10 yards, but it looked like it may have touched a Valley Center player on the back, and it did, and it's Central football.
He rolled into the football and then sat there, and a Salina Central player was able to recover the ball, and now we have Salina Central football up 7, 5:18 to go, and they are in Valley Center territory as well because of that huge 15-yard penalty.
Well, and how about this? Not only that, but we talked about it a moment ago. Central gets the ball to start the second half. Now they've got a chance to double down. If you go up 2 scores into the locker room, you come out and punch one on the other side. I mean, against a Valley Center team that likes to grind it out, I'm not saying that ices the game, but it gets you a whole lot closer. And yeah, I mean, for all intents and purposes, are they going to run this back? You got Valley Center running off the field. White hats out there. So this is interesting. So here's the call. The ball did not go 10 yards, which is an infraction. They're saying that that overrides what would have been the accidental onside kick, and it's Valley Center's decision, I believe.
They're saying that Salina Central touched it first.
Okay.
And so that they can take the ball then where Salina Central touched it.
All right. Well, either way, it puts the offense back on the field here for Valley Center. 1st and 10, that goes nowhere. It's a handoff to Diamond Mucker. And yeah, after one of the most bizarre sequences you'll see, and it almost looked like his controller disconnected on the guy on the hands team.
That is a risky move for an official to take back an onside kick for the home team at homecoming. But the crowd has really done a good job of not tar and feathering that official out there, and that's good.
Helps when you've got the 7-point lead. Snap back to the quarterback. He'll keep it himself. And again, Hank Waylu not finding a whole lot of space there as Central continues to fill the box. And I think it's at a certain point, Salina Central's defense is going to force Valley Center to try to beat them through the air at some point.
You got to talk about Donovan Johnson on that play. Coming up from the linebacker position, filled the hole, met the quarterback, and didn't give up any yards once he met the quarterback. He took him down right there, so now we have another 3rd and long, and Valley Center looks to be calling their first timeout.
Yep, Valley Center wants to talk this over. So as you mentioned, but we didn't have a chance to talk about one element of that I want to go back to really quickly. How about the call from Coach Sandbo to kick the onside kick? And again, at a time when no one's really expecting it, it almost worked. It just didn't go the distance. And as you said, it touches a central player before it has a chance.
It was a huge call that was come to us because of a huge penalty. You go back to that roughing the kicker where you just can't do that the way that they did. I mean, it was just egregious. and that's an easy call for the officials to give them 15 yards. Well, now an aggressive coach can be a lot more aggressive when he's 15 yards closer kicking into the wind.
Well, and really, we've only had 3 big penalties in this game. Running into the kicker on Valley Center. Unsportsmanlike conduct after the measurement on Valley Center. And then, of course, the big holding call early in this game also on Valley Center. So Central, they're definitely one of the more physical teams, but they've been the more disciplined team today.
Well, and I think both teams are very disciplined if we're talking about 3 whole penalties. And that's,
sure.
It's really been great football for both teams, too. We don't want to make people think that Valley Center's a bad team. But
for the first time today, 3 wideouts. They'll send one in motion. They do want to go to the air. They're going to go ahead and take the shot. They've got the receiver, but it's overthrown. Boy, Hank Waylu had the touchdown waiting with the receiver streaking down the sideline, and instead it's going to stop the clock with 4:20 to go, and it's a 4th and 8 and a punt coming. Central, one way or the other, will get the football one more time before half.
Trying to see who that was running down the sideline there for Valley Center, but this is an interesting spot, too, with 4 minutes to play. There's no timeouts for Central, but that's a lot of time for them to get it in the end zone.
That's a lot of time for Jack Gordon, and keep in mind that is pending this Riker Grossner return, although it's a great punt. It's going to drive Grossner all the way back, although takes a skip. Did Grossner touch that? He's on it. He's dragged down in the end zone. Oh, no, it's a safety. Riker Grossner couldn't decide whether or not he wanted to actually get the football, reached out, touched it, and then just kind of stopped in the end zone where he got dragged down, and it's a safety for Valley Center.
Now the referees are going to have the conversation here, because if that ball goes into the end zone first, that's a touchback. However, if he touched it at the 1, which it looked like he may have done that, then it goes in the end zone, that could be ruled to safety, and that's what they've decided. That is what happened. That's how I saw it happen. He should have just let that ball roll into the end zone. That's what he needed to do. Once it bounces, you want to get away from it. And so he did touch it there at the 1, and by rule, that's kind of where the ball is. You can't take it back into the end zone then.
Well, and to add insult to injury, I know safeties are not a thing we see a lot at the high school level, but now if you're Central, not only do you not get the ball back there, you also have to punt it back and give Valley Center another crack at this here. So for a quick, efficient first quarter, it's been a weird second quarter.
There just been some bizarre things that have happened. An onside kick that the kicking team recovers, that the receiving team gets after a 15-yard penalty for the roughing the kicker. I mean, it has just been close measurements a couple of different times. I mean, our bingo cards are filling up.
I was about to say, brutal day for football bingo. Really, really brutal day. So it's a safety punt coming up here for Salina Central. They'll have to kick it away. The other thing with the safety punt, usually you get better field position out of it than you traditionally would off of a kickoff.
This is a safety punt into the wind, too.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And that wind has been no joke today. It was blowing cars all over the highway on my way down from Manhattan this afternoon, and it's been blowing footballs, I'm sure, all across the state of Kansas.
I'm sure that played a factor into the coach's decision to kick that onside kick as well, rather than kicking in the wind.
Yeah. Would not surprise me. 3 returners, the deepest of which for Valley Center is back at the 35. This is going to take an end over end. It's going to be a fair catch called for at the 42. I'm a little surprised that Damont Mucker didn't try a return there. Now we've got a late flag on the Central sideline. And this is going to be unsportsmanlike on somebody. I'm almost sure of it.
Yep.
Or sideline warning. Well, now the wind interfering with the ref mic.
They're not.
Here we go. Well, it cut out, so we can't hear who it's on, but it's unsportsmanlike conduct on Central, and something had to have been said because nothing was done. But when that flag comes out that quickly, something was said.
Definitely. Well, and you talk about Damont Mucker there fair catching it, and you don't see a lot of starting running backs as punt returners because it takes a special kind of crazy to return a punt. And Damont Mucker is fast and valuable, and he is not that special kind of crazy to return a punt. Because you're right, he had 8 yards, and a running back with his abilities would have done some damage probably. but there is a different kind of scary when you're returning a punt like that.
Well, and it sets up great field position here for Valley Center. They still have 4:06 left to go. They're looking to take the lead. It's another outside toss to Mucker off the right side. This will go for a short gain of 5. It's also curious to see that, though, because Valley Center has 5 different guys who have carried the football at least 20 times this season. They're not short on athletic talent as far as speed guys are concerned.
They are an impressive football team, and what we're seeing right now, too, is going to be how Salina Central responds, because they have been gut punched in the last 3 minutes of this football game, considering they had an onside kick and didn't get an onside kick, then got the ball back, and then it was a safety, and it's just been down for them.
Another solid gain picked up the left-hand side, but the one thing you can't do if you're Central here is concede any points, and time continues to wind down here on Valley Center. 3:20 to go before halftime now.
Our scoreboard does show 3 timeouts for Valley Center. I'm pretty sure that they only have 2. I believe they used one in that last possession.
Here's a fake handoff to the fullback. Instead, they will give this to Rylan Bailey. And we've got players fighting on the deck like it popped out. I think Bailey was the one that covered it up. And it will be kept here by Valley Center with just under 3 minutes to go.
I believe that was 29 Rock Shoemaker on the dive there, too. He was out there at least in the mix.
Power I formation, 3 backs all lined up behind the QB. He'll take the snap, hand it off to the furthest back, and that will go for a short gain. Damon Mucker picks up the first down and keeps the chains moving.
That is an old school football play there. You got 3 running backs, and 2 of them are going to block for him, and he's going to run right behind the offensive line and them, and they're just going to patiently wait until they get 3 yards.
Yep, and they will bring it back out here. Double tight conga line set for Hank Waylu. It's a toss play to Mucker, right side. Mucker wants to spring out, looking to get to the sideline. Breaks 1 tackle, breaks 2 tackles to the 10, to the 5, to the pylon. Touchdown, Valley Center. And it's another, the 3rd of the day for Daymont Mucker to put Valley Center ahead.
We talked about his speed, but I'm going to talk about his stiff arm out there on the edge. He broke 1 tackle, he broke 2 tackles, and then he stiff-armed the 3rd tackle, and it wasn't even close. Daymont Mucker was a man amongst boys on that run right there, going to the outside and putting defenders on their backs all the way to the end zone for 6 points, and a Valley Center lead at 22-21 with the extra point to come.
Yep, and right now, Valley Center is out there, and they're going to go for 2.
Makes sense. Get up by 3.
Certainly does. A 2-point lead doesn't do you a whole lot of good. This is going to be on a double reverse. They want to run the little Philly special, and it's caught across the pylon. It is good. Boy, the lead man got lit up, but he was just a decoy, and the decoy did his job. 2-point conversion is converted for Valley Center. They lead it by 3, 24-21 with 2:09 to go. And Jed, all the momentum in the world has swung back to the Hornets here in a matter of about 5 to 10 minutes.
That's Trace Emig as well out there making the catch, tiptoeing along the goal line. He was not in the end zone when he caught it going out of bounds, but made sure to put the ball across the pylon, across that plane, get the 2-point conversion there before he went out of bounds. They're up 3 now. Entirely different game than what we were talking about 4 minutes ago. There were 6 minutes left, and it was 2 scores for Central, and they're going to be up 3 scores coming out of and look at us now.
Yeah, Central goes up 21-14. They recovered the onside kick. They were going to have the football with short yardage, and in a matter of moments, that call overturned. You had the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. You had a couple of miscues here and there. You had the safety, and then right out of the gates, it's just a heavy dose of Daymont Mucker and another big touchdown. Again, his 3rd of the half to start this game. By the way, Daymont Mucker, 2 touchdowns on the season coming into this one. He's got 3 today. So Central looking for a little momentum here. They will start it off with the touchback, and they'll have 2:09 as we've got another late hit. Valley Center player on the deck, and if you're Central, you got to be especially careful here. I know you want to get back out there and score, but you got to play within yourself, and you got to keep your emotions in check before the halftime break.
And these are the times when officials are they're not looking for you to make a mistake mentally, but they know that you're ready to be there. You're on the edge, and so they can see it a lot clearer, and that's when you really want to kind of dig deep and find that positive mentality to just take what you can do and control that.
No surprises here. 5 wide for Salina Central. They'll motion Gordon the back, or rather Wilson the back. A clean drop. And I hate to say it, but that's Riker Grosner, and you wonder if that return for a safety isn't in the back of his mind right now.
Love the coach, though, going back to him there to give him the opportunity to redeem himself as well. You see it a lot from the best coaches out there. Your player has a bad play, makes a mistake or whatever, you give him the opportunity to make it right to his teammates.
And it shows the confidence that he's gotten his guy, but either way, 2nd and 10, Gordon fires this one over the middle. Once again, it is caught. A swarm of Hornets will bring him down at the 32-yard line, and they will pause the clock for just a moment to move the chains. As you alluded to earlier, Jed, Central is out of timeouts. They're going to go up tempo. That was Hunter Mowry who hauled it in. Mowry is now on the right side in the slot. Snap back to Gordon. He'll take a step, rolling out to his left, hits Mowry to the sideline, and Mowry is going to be shoved out of bounds, and now a Valley Center player is shoved out of bounds. That'll stop the clock after a gain of 1 with 1:47 to go.
Good job by Mowry. They're extending the ball forward to keep his forward momentum moving forward as he was going sideways with his body out of bounds so that he does stop the clock.
3 wideouts this time on the left side of the play. Jack Gordon back in the shotgun, takes the snap, under duress. It was by design, but it was underthrown. Boy, they set it up on the screen. And not only is that going to hurt on the lack of yardage, but it keeps the clock rolling with about 1:30 to go here before halftime.
Yeah, you'd rather drop that one because the clock does run.
Trips right is the set here. 3rd down and 8. Central needs to pick this one up or they're going to have to punt it away. And you wonder if they might burn a little clock here or if they want to keep it up tempo. I'd imagine they'll keep it up tempo, and they will. There is the snap back to Gordon. He's flushed out of the pocket. Has to fire. Has an open receiver, though, on the left sideline who breaks a tackle. He's up for the first down, and he is out of bounds at the 42-yard line. That is a huge pickup for Central. It moves the chains, and it stops the clock.
We're 107 right now, 21-24. Valley Center Hornets are ahead by 3 points after a wild second quarter here, the last 6 minutes of it anyway, for sure.
Hunter Mowry still in the slot as he's been all game. You wonder if he's got another vintage moment in him. As a handoff this time to Elijah Wilson right up the gut. That will go for a gain of 6 as we enter the final minute of the opening half. Central back up to the line quickly here. 3 receivers still split off to the right-hand side. Valley Center wasn't really set. Here is another pass into the flat. Again, it's Mowry. We've seen that play 3 or 4 times already. Same play, same result, and it gets him out of bounds to stop the clock after another first down.
And they're now in Valley Center territory at the 46-yard line, so they have 46 yards and 46 seconds left in the half.
46 on the clock. Valley Center with 4 up on their front as it has been all evening. Snap back to Gordon. Again under pressure. Another design screen. This one is hit it. Sam Payne in the open space, and Payne is across the 20 to the 10, dragging a tackler out of bounds at the 5-yard line. And Sam Payne hauls it in and then busts his butt up the near sideline. And it's Central with a chance as they're trying to get Payne's shoulder pads fixed.
And I'm confused on that one because it was clearly the back of the jersey, but I'm not sure if the jersey doesn't constitute a horse collar.
I don't believe it does because you can't pull down as forcibly.
Okay,
and now we've got an official stoppage. Remember, Central didn't have any timeouts, and I don't know if the official stoppage comes because of the convenient wardrobe malfunction, if you want to call it that, for Sam Payne. But any way you slice it, what a play. And it sets up first down and goal with 37 seconds to go here before halftime.
That's a Valley Center timeout that they just used right there. Their defensive line was exhausted. We saw them 2 plays ago, not even set on the D-line. Last play they were at least there, but they almost didn't catch him running down the sideline. They were totally gassed. And with 37 seconds right now, Salina Central really has kind of whatever they want from where they're sitting at here on the field position-wise.
Well, and in terms of raw time of possession, I do wonder if this is the longest Valley Center has spent on the field in a half as a defensive unit. They take a moment to collect themselves and catch their breath, but like you said, the playbook is wide open here for Salina Central. It's 1st and goal from the 5. No timeouts left for Coach Sandbo. Let's see what they've got drawn up. Gordon takes the snap. He rolls out to his left. He's looking for Mowry. Now he looks to his second read. 2 guys get caught by the turf monster. It's to the back of the end zone, and it's intercepted. Oh, boy, he was looking for Sam Payne again, who was all by his lonesome at the back pylon, and instead he throws an interception at the goal line, and Valley Center is likely going to take their lead into the halftime break, and all that momentum has just been sucked out of Salina Stadium.
Sam Payne was running along the back of the end zone, and he was wide open. And Jack Gordon, just when he went to throw it to him, tried to throw a laser to him, and he should have lofted one off into the corner to let Sam Payne just run underneath it and catch it for that 6. He just unfortunately threw a laser, and it was picked off by, there was 3 Valley Center defenders right there. I think Jack would want that ball back, and he would make that throw the next 9 out of the next 9 that he made on it.
Well, and I didn't see who exactly came down with it, but a savvy play to get down quickly for Valley Center and get the touchback. Now they've got space to operate, and they want to take a shot of their own. They will send this down the near sideline. Receivers open. Boy, almost an incredible back shoulder catch as Valley Center on that occasion looking for Sam Eldridge, but it will go incomplete. I don't blame Valley Center for taking the shot there.
You've got the time where you can throw these long plays and probably not give the ball back to Central, so why not take the chance? You're very unlikely. There was no interception going to happen there because that ball was going to be out of bounds. So it was a great throw by the quarterback where only his guy could catch it if it was going to get caught.
2nd down and 10, and this time they will keep it on the ground. I think the intention of this play is to take us to halftime. Does go for a short gain of 1 to Mucker, and that will wind down the final 10 seconds of the opening half. Well, it was simple early, it got complicated late, but at the intermission, it is a very short 3-point lead for Valley Center. The Hornets on top, 24-21. We'll step away, but when we come back, it's the halftime report you are listening to and watching the Salina Post Game of the Week, and it's brought to you by our friends at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is your home field advantage. Our physicians include sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with orthopedic surgeons Drs. Travis Rump and Todd Riley, plus an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists. We're ready when you need us to help prevent injuries, enhance performance, or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. For area athletes to weekend warriors, the home field advantage starts at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Prime time for exclusive deals. Ram Power Days are back at Marshall Motors in Salina. 2023 Ram Heavy Duties are the trucks you go to work with. And right now, new Ram Heavy Duty trucks have a $2,250 rebate. 2023 Ram 1500 trucks are some of the highest rated trucks on the market. New Ram 1500s are up to $9,000 off. See more with Ram Power Days at marshallmotor.com. And the monster trucks are back in Salina Saturday, October 7th at Marshall Motors in Salina.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of 2 types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Gabe with Sage Products in Salina, offering industrial strength products that get the job done right. We are featuring hospital grade disinfectant sprays, wipes, and hand sanitizers to keep you safe this time of year. We carry toilet paper with a large assortment of hand towels. Check out our private line of colorful products like Mom's Streak-Free Glass Cleaner or our friendly Amazing Green Bowl Cleaner. Go online to sageselects.com, visit our 9th Street location in Salina, or call 309-1919.
Fall is full of great activities that keep us on the road. When you return to home sweet home, your sewer backing up into the house is the last thing you want to find. Now is the time to dial up Salina Septic Service and their 24-hour service. They will find the problem, fix the problem, and prevent future problems with the Septic Plus Protection Club. Special pricing and worry-free maintenance. Salina Septic Service, taking care of you now and preventing septic problems in the future. Find them online at salinasepticservice.com.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
And now back to more football action with your Game of the Week, presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. Here's Tyler Henry.
And with that, I want to welcome you back in here on the Halftime Report. Tyler Henry alongside Jed Smith, and let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of the first half scoring plays and also take a look at a couple of first half stats as we kind of scramble to get those taken care of up here. Scoring wise, again, only 2 big possessions in the first quarter, and they ended with a Damont Mucker 15-yard touchdown run to put Valley Center up 7-0, and an Elijah Wilson 2-yard touchdown run to get Central on the board and even us up at 7 apiece. Then we went to the second quarter, and everything got real crazy real quick. Gordon hooked up with Mowry for an 18-yard touchdown to give Central their first lead of the day. Mucker responded in one play with a 75-yard rushing touchdown off the right sideline to even us up at 14 apiece. But a good drive, a good response. Elijah Wilson caps it off with a 1-yard touchdown run, puts Central back in the driver's seat 21-14. And then, as you said to me, Jed, one of the weirdest sequences of football I think you or I will watch this season. Central gets the benefit of 15 yards on a running into the kicker penalty on the PAT. They try to parlay that into an onside kick that does not go 10 yards, but it looked like a Valley Center player touched it first. Central would have recovered the ball, had a short field. Instead, Valley Center gets to take over because somebody for Central touches it as it gets called back on that end. Central forces the quick 3-and-out, thinks they're going to get the ball back. The punt rolls down near the goal line. Central touches it, goes into the end zone, and gets tackled for a safety. Then they have to turn around and punt it right back. Central does get the ball back one more time after another stop. They march all the way down the field to the 5-yard line and then throw an interception at the goal line, and that is how we get to our 23-21 Valley Center lead. Of course, there was another Damont Mucker touchdown run that I completely forgot about as well in there, but yeah, crazy half of football, and all that stuff that I mentioned there at the end happened in a matter of, 5 minutes of game clock?
6 minutes and 12 seconds. I remember it perfectly because we were talking about how Central was going to score and be up 28-14 and then get the ball at the second half and be up 700-14, and Valley Center wasn't going to be able to do anything. And that is not what happened. And it was just bizarre because, the onside kick was ruled one way, and then they discussed it, and I want to let everybody know they got it right. Yes. The referees have done a fantastic job calling this football game tonight, and there have been some emotions running high as well too, but it hasn't been out of control. And so they get the call right, and it's just bizarre the way it's going down. And then, Central's going to get the ball back again on the punt because they held them. So, yeah, we're going to go down and score 7 and be up 28-14 and get the ball at halftime. No, they're going to get a safety, give it back. They still had it. Through all of that, being down 24-21, what Central has to realize is that they are the only ones that have stopped them tonight.
Well, and that's the thing. Within the realm of the normal parts of this game, Central has looked like the better, more physical, more buttoned-up team with the exception of those last 5 or 6 minutes, as you alluded to. But it's also been a matter of Valley Center doing something we haven't seen them do, and that's look explosive. They've had a couple of really big gainers, including but not limited to that 75-yard touchdown run by Damont Mucker. I think they might have taken a little offense to us saying it's just slow and steady ground and pound. They've shown us a thing or two in this game.
Damont Mucker has been one of the most, he has been the most impressive player on the field so far. He has done everything as far as 3 yards in a cloud of dust, up the gut in between two guards. He has gone outside of the tackles. He has caught the ball. He has blocked. He has really even returned a punt. Not very well, but he returned that punt. He fair caught it. But he has just played a phenomenal football game out there and really has, between him and Hank Wellew, they've loaded up Valley Center on their backs and said, guys, come on, we're going to get us there. So look to see a lot more of that as we come out in the second half, too. Valley Center is going to run the football. They are right where they want to be, which is up. Heaven forbid they'd have been down, but Central is in a great spot as well, too. Their offense has only been stopped by their offense. And so they know they get the ball, they can come right back out here, take that lead back. But really what they need to do is get the momentum back. That's the biggest thing. You felt that momentum just get sucked out of them with all the weird stuff that happens. It drains your energy then.
Well, and like we said, they had a chance to kind of double down there because if they get the touchdown after setting up 1st and goal from the 5 in the final minute, you score, you take the lead, you get the ball to start the second half. One of those things remains true. Central does get the ball to start the second half, and you just get the sense that first drive is going to set the tone for the rest of this game.
Yeah, you want to see him come out loose, not too tight, and here is the joys of homecoming high school football. When I was playing just a couple years ago, our coach actually kept us like in a locker room, like down away from the field, like did not want us to even know that homecoming was going on. But it's a longer halftime. They have some stuff going on. You've got some football players that are out here that are nominated for this, and it's a great thing for them. But you don't want the kids to lose focus in all of the fun and the festivities that are going on right now.
Yeah, plenty of good things happening around Salina, around this campus. And for Salina Central, they are hopeful in the second half. Cheers of elation as homecoming king is announced. And Central hoping they'll have some cheers of elation when all is said and done. As again, here at the halftime break, they do trail it 24-21. And taking a look down there really quickly, it's worth mentioning, your homecoming king has been crowned. It is Jameer Moore, the 6'3" senior defensive back. And I'm sure he'll be looking for a couple of big plays to go along with it. But like you said, what a night for high school culture, for high school football, and across the board. At the end of the day, this is what it's all about.
It absolutely is. It's been a long time since I played high school football, despite what I said a few minutes ago.
You said just a couple years ago.
Yeah, I know what I said. It was a lie. But it's something that I have a child, and I love for her to be a child. Because when you grow up, you get to be an adult for a really long time. And so it's really great for these kids to have this moment and this time. I know they've got the dance coming up tomorrow for them. So really great time for kids to get to be kids. And that's something that's really, really special.
Jed, you see on the sidelines during the game, the players watching film, looking back at plays on tablets. I understand when you played high school football, they had tablets as well. They were just the ones that you have to chisel into the stone.
Chisel, you're exactly right. Yep. Mm-hmm. Well played. Well played.
And with that, we'll give Jed a commercial break to think of a witty comeback. 12 minutes left on the halftime clock. Again, a 24-21 lead for Valley Center. Salina Central hoping to come back and get the victory here. It's homecoming night, and we'll have more halftime coverage right around the break. You're watching our Salina Post Game of the Week, and again, it's brought to you by our friends at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Despite supply chain issues, West Country Mart in Abilene has shelves stocked full of quality products with the largest selection in the area. We also have a full-service meat department serving the absolute best variety of meat with a butcher on hand 7 days a week. Supply chain issues have affected the national chains so much they often have empty shelves. We take pride in stocking the right products with competitive pricing. You can also shop online for parking lot pickup or delivery to your home. Shop with us at West Plaza Country Mart in Abilene.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer. The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
And now back to more football action with your Game of the Week, presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. Here's Tyler Henry.
And welcome back in here on the Halftime Report. Tyler Henry alongside Jed Smith, a 24-21 lead for Valley Center. And it's time now for us to take a look around at our area scoreboard. It's brought to you by our friends at Salina Surgical Hospital. Valley Heights holds a 1.87 lead over Sacred Heart. That game going on a little further down the road. Elsewhere in the world of high school football, a dandy of a game between Southeast of Salina and Clay Center. That's SES ranked number 4 in Class 2A. It's Clay Center ranked number 5 in Class 3A. Both teams enter undefeated, and it's the Trojans who hold a narrow 8-0 lead at the intermission. Rock Creek holds a 17-14 lead over Marysville. Chapman and Wichita Collegiate are currently in a 6-6 deadlock. The other Salina school not doing so hot. 35-7 is the score. Hutchinson up on Salina South. Minneapolis holds a 28-0 lead over Horton. Abilene holds a 20-7 lead over Rose Hill. It's El Salina up 47-0 on Rock Hills, and it's Wabunsee up 46-0 on Republic County. Would also like to note that we're doing a little something different this year, and it's been a lot of fun to be a part of, but here on the Salina Post family of networks, we actually have 3 broadcasts going on for you right now. Again, a couple of those games that I talked about earlier are also being streamed. If you've got any interest on the Salina Post, again, that game between number 4 Southeast of Salina and number 5 Clay Center is being streamed. That game can also be heard over on KINA. Our dear friend Devin Haney on the broadcast, as well as one of our other dear friends in Russ Kossel. And of course, we have a broadcast going on right now of the game between between Valley Heights and Sacred Heart with Adam Coulter on the call for that one. We'll take another break, but when we come back, we'll get you some stats and your keys to the second half of play. But again, here it's Valley Center on top. They lead at 23-21 over the Central Mustangs. You're watching and listening to our Salina Post Game of the Week, and it's brought to you by our friends at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Fall is the absolute best time for the experts at commercial tire centers to look over your vehicle. Summer was tough on your tires, and winter's coming on strong. You don't want to be left stranded with tires that aren't performing. Car, truck, SUV, trailers, farm, and big rigs. Commercial Tire will help you keep safe and productive. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
This October, the Zombies are coming to Elite Sports Paintball Complex, and we need to prepare now. Here's what you should know. There will be a limited number of people each night for the Zombie Expedition. The best way to secure your spot for the upcoming Zombie Expedition is to reserve your space now. Don't miss out. We need your help in fighting zombies. Tickets are available right now at zombieexpedition.com.
Keating Chiropractic knows that results matter. Doctors Eric and Mitch Keating proudly serve Junction City and the surrounding communities, caring for each patient and athlete individually. They know each patient's condition and health needs are different, and treatments should reflect that. In addition to traditional and sports chiropractic care, Keating Chiropractic proudly offers dry needling and acupuncture, as well as ART or active release techniques to treat a variety of sports and athletic injuries. Schedule your consultation today. Keating Chiropractic, committed to your health.
Every harvest season should start with a great deal. Roll into an upgrade today with Firestone Ag Radial Tires. Stop into Don's Tire and Supply in Abilene for $200 off all eligible non-82 tires. Add $300 off all eligible 82 radial tires. Now through September 30th. Save instantly when you buy 2 or more Firestone Ag tires. Deals like this don't happen very often, so head into Don's Tire and Supply to take full advantage of Go Harvest rewards. Terms, conditions, and limitations apply. For full details, visit FirestoneAg.com or contact Don's Tire and Supply in Abilene to find out more.
And now back to more.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer. The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Fall is the absolute best time for the experts at Commercial Tire Centers to look over your vehicle. Summer was tough on your tires, and winter's coming on strong. You don't want to be left stranded with tires that aren't performing. Car, truck, SUV, trailers, farm, and big rigs. Commercial Tire will help you keep safe and productive. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Prime time for exclusive deals. Ram Power Days are back at Marshall Motors in Salina. 2023 Ram Heavy Duties are the trucks you go to work with. And right now, new Ram Heavy Duty trucks have a $2,250 rebate. 2023 Ram 1500 trucks are some of the highest rated trucks on the market. New Ram 1500s are up to $9,000 off. See more with Ram Power Days at marshallmotor.com. And the monster trucks are back in Salina Saturday, October 7th at Marshall Motors in Salina.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of 2 types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Gabe with Sage Products in Salina, offering industrial strength products that get the job done right. We are featuring hospital-grade disinfectant sprays, wipes, and hand sanitizers to keep you safe this time of year. We carry toilet paper with a large assortment of hand towels. Check out our private line of colorful products like Mom's Streak-Free Glass Cleaner or our friendly Amazing Green Bowl Cleaner. Go online to sageselects.com, visit our 9th Street location in Salina, or call 309-1919.
Fall is full of great activities that keep us on the road. When you return to home sweet home, your sewer backing up into the house is the last thing you want to find. Now is the time to dial up Salina Septic Service and their 24-hour service. They will find the problem, fix the problem, and prevent future problems with the Septic Plus Protection Club. Special pricing and worry-free maintenance. Salina Septic Service, taking care of you now and preventing septic problems in the future. Find them.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
And now back to more football action with your Game of the Week, presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. Here's Tyler Henry.
And with that, I want to welcome you back here inside Salina Stadium. Tyler Henry, Jed Smith alongside you. Couple more scores to pass along to you on our area scoreboard, again presented by Salina Surgical Hospital. Mentioned most of them already, but Wabunzi is up 46-0 on Republic County. Wamego is up 21-14 over Coffeyville. And Ellsworth, ranked currently as the number 5 team in Class 2A. They lead the way 56-0 at the half over Lions. Here, of course, it is a 24-21 lead for Valley Center. It's Salina Central who will take the opening kick. And, Jed, I know I mentioned it a moment ago, but for Central, you don't necessarily have to come out and hit a home run, but at the same time, you want to get points on the board here to start the drive. You want to set the tone, and you needed kind of a halftime break here to just reset and make the momentum level, because let's face it, at the halftime intermission, all of that momentum laid with Valley Center.
I think the biggest thing here for both teams is if they win the mental mistakes battle. We saw turnovers, we saw drop passes, missed tackles, missed blocks, and some penalties, and just little things here and there that, you know, both teams have played phenomenal football. These are two outstanding football teams going to battle out here, and it's been a great game. So whichever team can eliminate those mental mistakes here in the second half, that's going to be the team that gives themselves the best chance to win the game. And you're right, Central doesn't have to come out here and throw a bomb. They just have to go drive down the field. Their first drive was consistent of Elijah Wilson just moving the ball, running it right down their throat. Then they've gone and they've thrown the ball out there to Hunter Mowry quite a bit down the seam on either side, got him open for a touchdown. So they can really do whatever they want to do on offense, as long as they don't have those mental mistakes. If they make the blocks, if they snap the ball correctly, if they're not jumping off sides or holding, and you cut out any kind of personal fouls, it should be a really good half for Central.
Well, and let's not forget, Central had a stretch of this game where they got an Elijah Wilson touchdown, a quick 3-and-out, a Gordon to Mowry hookup for a touchdown, another quick 3-and-out. They know they're capable of coming out and doing that. They just have to keep the energy and the tension a little bit more level here. And I know everybody's juiced up. It's homecoming. You're playing a really good team here in Valley Center. But when both teams have kind of stuck to playing their game, Central's looked like the better team and the team in control, despite what the scoreboard says.
Well, and we've seen that a couple of times because Central's been the one team that can force the other team out of what they like to do. They've gotten Valley Center in a couple of 3rd and 12s, and Valley Center has not done very well with those. And so if they can keep pushing them outside of their comfort zone rather than having them be pushed out of their comfort zone, it should be a half filled with a happy homecoming celebration for them.
Meanwhile, though, Valley Center has looked excellent, and they've found those explosive chunk plays that we just haven't really seen a ton of. We've also seen their defense find ways to stand tall at times and be the more disciplined side. And here on the Game of the Week, I mean, I know that we cover Salina Central on the Salina Post. We do not cover Valley Center, but we try to call these games as down the middle as we can. Valley Center's looked awfully good at times, and it hasn't just been Daymont Mucker. As a whole, this is an offensive unit that has found ways to move the ball effectively and hit the big plays when they've needed to.
And we're going to watch and see as they come out here to start this second half. Central's going to get the ball, but really Valley Center has the momentum. We've talked about Central trying to take it back, but what does Valley Center do with that momentum, knowing that they're coming out kicking the ball off? If they play back off the ball and let Central take the momentum back, it could be a long second half for them. But if they come out flying around, hitting the ball, hat on a hat, they could really start to run this score up.
If you're Valley Center, the best case scenario here is a solid kickoff coverage, a quick 3-and-out, and then a long touchdown drive that takes a lot of time off the clock. Because let's not forget, the Hornets are at their best when they have a chance to play from in front. And right now, like you said before the halftime break, that's right where they're at.
Yeah, and you think if they can get a 3-and-out, get the ball, score a touchdown, now they're up 2 scores. If you think they could drain half a quarter with the score tied, I think they can do it a lot more with the score with them up 10.
So here we go. Second half of play ready to get started. CJ Gonzalez will kick it away, and he will send this back into the central end zone. It'll be a touchback to start things off, and the Mustang offense, in need of something here, will come back onto the field. They had a stretch of 3 consecutive drives. They started this game 3 for 3. They got on the field 3 times. They scored 3 times. Since then, a couple of miscues here and there, and then, of course, the big interception. That's the one you want to wipe out of your memory if you're the Mustangs.
You'd really do, because I mean, that play, yeah, you want to hit your open receiver on the back of the end zone, but from where they started that and to where they got down the field, there's a lot to be pleased with on that offensive possession for sure.
This is a secondary for Valley Center that has been solid. They are second in the state in passing yards allowed per game. Matter of fact, they only give up 54 passing yards per game on average. Central already well over that mark, and a whole lot of that has been Hunter Mowry. It's a 1st and 10 handoff. It'll go to Elijah Wilson, and right out of the gate, Central will pick up 5, and that's right where they started back in the first half.
And really, Central's offense has appeared more methodical just because the true run big pop play was from Valley Center on the big run by Mucker there too.
2nd down and 5. It'll be another handoff, and again, it goes... Well, this time, rather, it goes nowhere, and that's Bo Young, who just got a big old bear paw on Elijah Wilson and dragged him down back in the backfield for a loss of 1.
There's the flying to the ball, putting your hat on a hat and bringing him down and making a sure tackle. He breaks that and gets even a 3rd and short. It's a whole lot different situation.
Here, though, it's 3rd down and 6. Snap back to Gordon. They do give it again, and this time Wilson's free, and now he is running with a head of steam. He's up to the 40, and a late flag is going to come in here from the back judge. It looks like either on or just after the tackle, and we'll have to take a second and check the laundry.
Got some clapping from the Salina Central squad.
And it's going to be a 5-yard face mask call against Valley Center here. In terms of raw quantity, Valley Center has had more penalty issues in this game, but like you said, both sides have done a good job of staying disciplined for the most part. Sets up 1st down and 10. Nose of the football right now at the 45-yard line. Here's another pressure screen. It's going to be picked up here and a chance to work the ball upfield. It'll be a gain of about 1 for Riker Grossner. So it does set up 2nd and 9. Good open field tackle on the screen. And it's Central who has to get back to work here. 2 receivers split off to the left-hand side, joined now by Grossner in the slot. They'll fake the handoff to Elijah Wilson. They wanted to go on that same little route to Mowry, and I don't know if that was a bad ball or miscommunication, but either way, it's incomplete, and it's 3rd down and 7.
You saw the hesitation there, and that was because Mowry was actually covered up. But then after he pump faked, that defender kind of faded off, and he tried to fire it in there. But Mowry kind of took his concentration away after the pump fake.
3rd and 7, deep drop here for Gordon. It's a screen, and I don't know if that was where the initial read was supposed to go, but it was complete. Unfortunately, you've got a swarm of Hornets if you're the Mustangs there, and I can't imagine that's the design of that play.
I saw it roll out, and he pump faked because he saw the defender right there and didn't want to throw it to the screen, but then he had nowhere else to go with it. So.
And the offense is on the field here on a 4th and 10, and they get Valley Center to jump. Boy, the one thing that the Hornets couldn't do. So it's 5 yards. And we'll see if Central wants to keep the offense out here again and run a play. I don't think they were going to run a play there, though.
Well, with that American flag blown as hard as it is, that wind is blowing in their face, so maybe he's just not interested in punting it into the wind.
4th and 5, Mustangs going to go for it. Big play coming up here. Gordon tries to get him to jump, now looks back to Sandbo on the sideline. He'll take the snap, they will run the play. It's a handoff there, and there goes Elijah Wilson. Once again, just barreling up the middle, up to the 40-yard line, and he picks it up on a playoff guard.
He really gets from 0 to 60 so quickly. Once he gets into the hole, he's very patient. He waits for that hole to build, and he's there. But then, man, he is 0 to 60 in that second level very, very quickly.
Sets up a 1st down and 10. Plenty of time coming off the clock on this drive. Here's a pump fake. Now they want to go for the deep shot. And again, I think just a miscommunication that time between Hunter Mowry and Jack Gordon as Mowry came back on the pump fake and then just was not in position there for the catch.
Don't know if it was a double move or not. He had 2 receivers out there running the deep routes and just threw it 15 yards deeper and more inside than anybody was out there.
Sets up 2nd down and 10 here as Gordon will take the snap. They want to go to the air again. Here's the near sideline. That's Grossner, who tries to make a cut back to the sideline. He is going to be wrapped up and thrown down after a gain of 6, but it gets Central where they want to be, 3rd down and 4 here.
You're seeing some of that intensity and that excitement here. These football teams have really been battling since the opening kickoff. Both sides of the ball, Valley Center, Salina Central, they are really leaving it all out here on the field tonight.
Quarter of the quarter already off the board. 9 minutes left to play here, 3rd quarter. Jack Gordon back in the shotgun. 2 receivers split off to the right-hand side. One of them is Mowry in the slot. I know I keep highlighting him, but he's been the go-to guy, especially in situations like this. Showmaker lined up across from him. They look that way, although this time the play is designed for Sam Payne, who is going to pick up the 1st down. He gets across to the 29-yard line, and it's the Mustangs on the march.
Sam Payne with a nice catch and then turning upfield to get the 1st down. Kind of slid in, got tackled, but he knew he had that 1st down marker, was pumping his fist as he was getting up. Another Salina Central 1st down as they just continue to matriculate the ball down the field.
Matriculate, that's a good one. I like that.
Well, you said quarter of a quarter, so
I believe that's a 16th in the math world. Here's another handoff to Wilson up the gut. That will go for a short gain of about 3. And on that last play, you see just the attention that Hunter Mowry commands, because both guys went with him on the play, and it left Payne wide open all by his lonesome.
Well, then they were both doubled up on him, and so Payne's just standing out there just to catch the ball. And he does. And that's not an easy catch when you're that wide open, too, because there wasn't anybody within 10 yards of him.
Lone receiver is Sam Payne on the short side of the field here as you view it on the Salina post. Central on the march from left to right. Here is the snap. It's another handoff to Wilson looking for the sideline up to the 20. A late flag flies. They will spot this down at the 13, but once again, we'll have to check the laundry on the field. And when it's the back judge, you wonder if it's not a hold. And there it is, holding on the offense. That'll back them right back up. Does preserve the down, which is the lone saving grace on a play like that. But instead of a fresh set to work with, it's going to be 2nd and 6 for Central.
And I mentioned it here at halftime about the mental mistakes.
Oh, wow, we got a late flag in. Is this going to be on... Is this on Coach Sandbo?
It definitely appears to be that way.
Boy. I mean, there wasn't even a play anywhere near being run. You had 2 receivers on the near side, but none of them are getting yanked off the field, and I think this is on the coach. Yeah. So you take a bad situation on a 5-yard holding call, and you turn it into a disastrous situation. A 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. It's going to be 2nd down and Valley Center High School to go. And boy, they're still walking this back. Not a whole lot of plays in the playbook for 2nd and 26.
And we were looking at a 2nd and 6 before the mental mistakes. Well, actually, you're looking at 2nd and 1 before the mental mistakes of the holding and then the personal foul. That's just
And that shouldn't be a loss of down. I think the scoreboard, yep, they get the scoreboard fixed. But it is 2nd down and 30. Central will motion out the back. That's Wilson. They bring some pressure here to Valley Center, and they blow up the tight end screen. Tyrus Young made the catch, but it's going to be negative yardage again. And Central continuing to go backwards here on what was otherwise a very strong drive.
Yeah, and they were 2nd and 30, and Jack Gordon immediately took a 14-yard drop, which is in the wrong direction as to where they are trying to go.
To be fair, it was a design screen, but you're right. If he does get wrapped up, you're in even more trouble. And boy, the Central crowd is starting to get into it here.
Well, I'm just not even necessarily worried about a sack, but if he throws the ball, 14 yards of it are before he even gets to the line of scrimmage.
Well, they're going to get some of it back because now we've got unsportsmanlike conduct on Valley Center. So, boy, they're just piling penalties on top of penalties here, and the flag fest continues. And it sets up mathematically, this should be 3rd down and about 20.
Salina Central got 2 personal foul penalties then, because they moved it back 30 yards.
Well, because they had the hold, and I don't think they walked it all the way back on the hold. Either way, it's 3rd and 20 for Central here. 2 receivers split off to either side. And Jack Gordon, who will motion Wilson to his left. 4-man front, looking to get some pressure here. Gordon drops back, delivers it way down the sideline, and nobody home. And that's 4th down here for Central.
You got to wonder about that, too. Sorry for stepping on you there, too,
good.
Tyler. My thought is immediately you don't need to get it all. Get half. Get to the 30, get to the 25, but you don't need to get a touchdown. You don't even need to get the first down, because at this point we're either going to kick a field goal or we're going to go for it on 4th down.
Well, and especially here is they're going to go for it, and oh boy, we got another, not even a pre-snap penalty. It is a pre-anything penalty. This has got to be unsportsmanlike again. And that is the 2nd consecutive penalty on Drake Thornton. Both of them unsportsmanlike conduct, and Drake Thornton has just been thrown out of this game.
I think it was 69 Trey Heitzman.
It was Thornton. It was 15, and that was his 2nd. You saw him throw his hands up.
69 is the one who's leaving.
Okay, no, you're right.
Because I saw him right by the official when it happened, and then he walked way back, and he was too big to be a safety.
6 foot 245. I got to agree with you there. Goodness gracious. So 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties will give a net total of a whole lot of yards here. Now Central's looking at 4th and 6.
And Valley Center just lost their only senior on their defensive line. They're now running 2 juniors and a sophomore there. So be real interesting to see if Elijah Wilson doesn't take over here as we move through this game.
You said that sequence before the half is the strangest thing that you've seen in a while. This is the strangest thing that I've seen in a while.
It's just all run together, too.
Yeah, 3 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, and when they're all done, they cancel each other out. 4th down and 6. Snap back to the quarterback. He'll take a snap. Looking over the middle. Fires, has Mowry, who makes the catch at the goal line in the end zone. Touchdown, Salina Central. Valley Center had Central backed up. It was 3rd down and 30. And they make a couple of massive mental errors, and Jack Gordon and Hunter Mowry make them pay.
What a great throw and catch out there, too. And Hunter Mowry made a phenomenal cutback. You normally don't want to see your receivers cut back, but he did a perfect job cutting back, made the defender miss, and then dove into the end zone for 6 points and a Salina Central lead at 27-24 with the extra point to come.
And you talk about all the momentum in the world right now. It is suddenly shifted heavily back in favor of Salina Central. The extra point is on the way, and it is no good. So things continue to stay interesting mathematically. It's a 27-24 ball game, but for the first time in the half, Salina Central are the ones in front, and Valley Center is going to have their first possession of the half. When we come back, half the clock is already gone, Jed.
Look to see Valley Center slow this game down like they wanted to from the get-go. Not only is the scoring getting out of control, but so are the emotions right now of all the players and coaches. We have seen it just run rampant, and so I would expect Valley Center to receive this kick. You're going to see them come out with their offense, and they're going to try to slow the pace down, drain that clock. Central may not see it here in the 3rd quarter unless they get a defensive stop, possibly.
Well, and keep in mind, Valley Center went for and got the 2-point conversion. With the missed extra point, it's still a field goal's worth of a lead right now for Salina Central. But, you're still 1 kick away from getting back into this if you're the Hornets.
You really, really are, and that's why they don't have to panic, and they've really set themselves up for this situation by having that end of the half craziness and getting the lead. They were able to relax, and Central took it down and scored, but they're only down 3, so they don't have to change anything that they do.
Also massacres the 3rd quarter clock. Only under 7 minutes to go here before the beginning of the 4th. Short kick taken, fielded here at the 25. Still looking for space up to about the 27. And that's where Valley Center will put the offense on the field. Been a while since that unit was out there.
We shall see, and hopefully for their defensive sake, they can spend a little time on the field as well, too. Although I don't think they would be too mad if Mr. Mucker took it to the house. I think they'd be all right with it, but they wouldn't mind some rest right now. Because, again, that rest doesn't just recuperate their physical body, but their mental well-being is being tested right now. We see it with those fouls and the penalties are being called.
Again, Damont Mucker, 64 carries, 385 yards, 2 touchdowns coming into this game. He's got 3 touchdowns already. They throw it out to him on the toss. He's got room. He's got the first. And immediately, it's another 12-yard gain for Damont Mucker. I wouldn't be surprised if on the day he's averaging over 10 yards a carry.
You throw in that 70-yarder, and it makes it a whole lot easier to get your average up, and I don't say that lightly. This young man has been impressive since the get-go. He has done it all in the backfield, and he continues to do it all.
Back into the eye go the Hornets. Hank Waylu will line up under center. He'll take the snap. He'll toss it left side, and a big tackle made in the backfield. They tried to get it to Rylan Bailey, and Rylan Bailey went nowhere.
Big Des Gibson wrapped him up and took him down immediately on that play. That is a vicious, vicious tackle. That's very legal and a great play by a great young man right there to get the stop and get a second and long.
And his first tackle is homecoming kick. How about that? Crown him, sack him, 2nd and 10.
There we go.
Hank Waylu back under center, 2 backs lined up behind him. Damont Mucker not in on this play. It's another handoff up the middle. It's delayed, and that is a big hole for Rylan Bailey down the sideline. 10-5, see you later. It is the second 60-plus yard touchdown of the day for Valley Center, and the back-and-forth game just continues to give us more entertainment.
I said that they were going to try to slow it down. I was wrong. They're just going to try to score real fast, and they were successful. This running game has been so impressive as they come in here and they just do what they want. Rylan Bailey comes in and takes off and scores on a huge run. The O-line is doing a great job for Valley Center.
Extra point is on the way. It is up. It is through. And it's a 4-point lead for the visiting Hornets on the board with 5:32 left to go. We'll step away when we come back. Central looking for the answer. You're watching the Game of the Week here on the Salina Post.
Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is your home field advantage. Our physicians include sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with orthopedic surgeons Drs. Travis Rump and Todd Riley, plus an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists. We are ready when you need us to help prevent injuries, enhance performance, or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. For area athletes to weekend warriors, the home field advantage starts at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Welcome back to Salina Stadium. This game, I mean, we kind of said in the pregame that this could be, if it was a shootout, we felt like Central had a really good shot. If it was a low-scoring, grinded-out game, you liked Valley Center's chances. I don't think anybody on the face of the earth, much less here in the Wheat State, projected this.
You really have 2 great football teams, but we talked a lot about their offenses coming in, and the defenses have not shown up as well. Valley Center had a really great touchdown run. There was that's a run up the middle that he cuts back. We got 2 missed tackles, and then the safety fell down to cancel out any angle of pursuit that he might have had. But we say all that to say that Salina Central steps on the field on offense without any sweating or shaking in the knees because they know they can take the ball right down the field.
Well, and look, this has been the MO for Central this year, but this has not been the MO for Valley Center. This is a Valley Center defense that is holding opponents to 11.8 points per game, 186 total yards per game, and their offense this year has only averaged around 20 points a contest. They've already got 31. We've got 5:32 left to play in the third quarter, and now it's Central looking for the answer. Jack Gordon back out at quarterback. Another handoff up the middle. This is Elijah Wilson, and he will find his way to the 20. It's a gain of about 4 on the play, and another good pickup here for SC, but this one may come down to who's got the ball last.
It certainly looks like it right now. With this game being just one score, whether it's 4 points or 3 points on one side, either one of these offenses can score from literally anywhere on the field. It's going to be a wild one to finish here.
Buckle up, folks. You're not going to want to miss the finale of this, not even to the fourth quarter yet. It's another handoff up the middle once again, Wilson, and he will do a little somersault across the 35. And really the running backs have been on full display here in this one.
It has been really, really difficult for Elijah Wilson because he has had such an incredible game, but it's almost hard to talk about because Daymont Mucker has been so much more incredible. And it's just two great athletes going at it out here.
Handoff Wilson, this time stonewalled at the 35. And it makes me wish that I understand why they don't. It's not something that there's no infrastructure for it. There's not staffing for it. But I would love consistent live stats at the high school level because I've been trying to keep up with what Mucker's been doing today, but I'd imagine he's got over 200 yards by himself today already.
The production is got to be right there. They certainly have over 200 rushing between them as a team.
Central, though, has matched them blow for blow. That's a big part of the reason why. It's another first down pickup. It's another catch for Hunter Mowry. And for as many times as we have called Daymont Mucker's name tonight, Hunter Mowry has had the answer every single time.
They've done a really great job of taking advantage of the zone defense by Valley Center, where he settles down in that seam in between the secondary and the linebackers, and he's just been open, and he catches it. It's either a 6-yard gain or he turns it upfield for 12 yards, but that's first down material.
He's got that blazing speed. He's used it to his advantage a number of times as Wilson cuts up the middle for a short gain. But what's impressed me, it's just his crisp, clean route running and his ability to get open inside of 10 yards.
Well, and that's how you know he's running great routes is when he's in amongst all the people, he's still creating separation when he really shouldn't because there's too many people in there, but he's finding a way to get open and catch the ball.
Gordon, I think trying to maybe draw off sides again, fakes the snap, looks over to his coach, gets the call, trips right is the set. It's another design screen to Riker Grossner, who makes the catch and then had to try to cut back in. If you're going to throw the bubble screen out in the flat like that, you want to get it to where you can continue your momentum. And in the time it took Grossner to shift and move back to the sideline, he was already wrapped up.
Not what you need from him there. He didn't have anything set up to where he could come in and curl around through the inside because Valley Center did a great job of pursuing the football. Not so much a bad play by Central as it was a great play by Valley Center's defense.
Sets up another big 3rd down and 10 here for the Mustangs. Back in the gun here. Gordon will fire this out. He has his man trying to break the tackle. There is Mowry. Mowry gets loose, still cutting his way up, fighting his way near the first down marker, and he's not going to get the 10 he needed, but he may have just given Central the yardage needed to go for it here again on 4th, something they've done quite a bit tonight.
And especially in this direction when they've been going into the wind like this, they have not appeared that they want to punt into this wind.
They are going to mark him down 3 yards shy. They say the knee came down and the ball was further back than I thought. Either way, 4th down and 3. I don't know if that was designed or not. It's a very delayed play. Boy, everything about that play was odd. Jack Gordon looked like he wasn't ready for the snap, and then the receiver that almost made the catch, I do not think was the one Gordon intended to throw that ball to. Either way, it's a turnover on downs.
He was throwing it to the better of the two receiving options because that receiver was at least beyond the chains there to get the first down. But yeah, it snapped, and you saw Elijah Wilson in the backfield didn't look like he was ready either and missed a key block that would have allowed Jack Gordon to kind of settle down and make a better throw there, and that's what you needed.
So here's Valley Center's offense, 1 for 1 so far in the second half, and it was a Ryland Bailey 62-yard run up the middle. This time around, it is a short gain for Daymont Mucker, who's right back in the mix. And didn't have a chance to go back and hit it earlier, but let's go ahead and do this now. It's the Marshall Motors scoring drive recap, and once again, not a ton to talk about. 6 plays for Valley Center, capped off with a 62-yard touchdown run. Furthest back is Daymont Mucker. They will toss it to him again off the left side, and here's the little adjustment that I've noticed, Jed, this team make in the second half. They're running the toss play, but they're trying to run it in between the tackles as opposed to trying to get to the outside.
Well, and they scored on it on a play similar like that where they look like it should be designed outside, but they're cutting up. So what's happening is Central is over-pursuing, And so that back angle is going to be more open then, and they're taking advantage of it to, on the last series of the way, taking advantage of it for a huge run.
Final 60 seconds starting to tick off here in the third quarter, and Central is going to jump unless there was a false start first. And we have had offsides galore. It's going to be another one, this time committed by the Mustangs. And that'll make it a much easier 3rd down and 1, maybe 2 here for the Hornets.
What you did here is you not only moved to and made it a 3rd and short, but you've almost guaranteed that Valley Center has 2 plays lined up. If they don't get the first down on this play and keep it short like this, you can guarantee they're going to go for it on 4th.
Whaley back under center. It's the conga line formation. He'll hand it off to one of the up backs. That's going to be enough for the first down as they get it to Rock Showmaker. And that will move the chains and keep the clock moving as we're inside the final 25 seconds of quarter number 3.
See if Valley Center's looking to just run the clock out. They've got 10 seconds additional, so that clock should run out. We'll switch sides and see what happens here in this final 4th quarter of action. Salina Central's down 27-31.
Yes, sir. We'll step away when we return. Quarter number 4 coming at you. You are watching the Salina Post Game of the Week. And again, it's brought to you by our friends at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Are you looking to buy or sell real estate? With 10 years of experience serving Northeast Kansas from Abilene to Wamego, leave it to a professional. Call Kirsten Ross, realtor and owner with Homefront Real Estate Group. Buying a home, whether it be your first time or second time, is one of the biggest financial decisions you'll make in a lifetime. Therefore, finding the right agent to help you make the process easier is essential. Kirsten Ross is there for you and your family every step of the way. Visit rosshouses.com and go Irish.
Prime time for exclusive deals. Ram Power Days are back at Marshall Motors in Salina. 2023 Ram Heavy Duties are the trucks you go to work with. And right now, new Ram Heavy Duty trucks have a $2,250 rebate. 2023 Ram 1500 trucks are some of the highest rated trucks on the market. New Ram 1500s are up to $9,000 off. See more with Ram Power Days at marshallmotor.com. And the monster trucks are back in Salina Saturday, October 7th.
Back to action here. 4th quarter underway. 1st down and 10, and it's going to be another carry for Mucker, and Mucker almost got free for another touchdown. It would have been another monster play. It still picks up the 1st down, but that is a touchdown-saving tackle by Salina Central, and I believe by Bryce Harrison.
Just another hard run by Damont Mucker again. He was running up the gut, running through between the tackles, bouncing off, breaking tackles, and picking up yards after contact. Been a phenomenal runner all night as far as running away from people, and he has been running over them too.
And this is exactly what Valley Center wants. They've got the lead, they've got the clock running, and they've got a power run formation with Mucker. This time off left guard, he'll pick up 4 yards, but Valley Center, I mean, they're in the driver's seat of this game, and they are going to kill as much of this clock as humanly possible.
They do need a touchdown in this possession to really, truly drain as much time as they really, really want. Because with that 4-point lead, if Salina Central was to get the ball back, they could strike pretty quick and take the lead there.
Central, of course, had a thrilling come-from-behind victory a week ago. They had to pull off a fake extra point. They went for 2. They got it to sneak out of Andover with a 22-21 victory. Here they find themselves down, looking to prevent another big touchdown from going on the board, and Damont Mucker's the guy who wants to do it. He will get his way up for a 1st down and move the chains. It's Valley Center now in the red zone.
Really, really great blocking out on the edge here to spring him to the outside so that he could pick up the extra yardage.
Some discontent perhaps from the Mustang faithful. Do want to say a special thank you to Salina Central for having us here today, and boy, what a wonderful setup. Salina Stadium is a great place to be. I've never been up in the press box. This is a gorgeous spot to call a football game.
It really, really is.
Toss to the left. Mucker, I think, going to get caught by the 12th man. That is the good old turf monster. He'll get everybody once in a while.
Even the best of them go down by the turf monster. That is for sure. He had a good little setup there. Great run off to the left side. Again, running between the tackles and went to cut, and just that turf monster reached up and grabbed him, and he went right down for a short pickup. It's going to be 2nd and 8.
Well, if there's one thing we know about the Turf Monster, sound tackling form, always wrapping you up right around the ankles and usually bringing you down in just the worst possible moment for the offense.
That is how it works.
Either way, sets up 2nd down and 8 here. Again, Valley Center on the march, content to continue running clock as we are now down under 10 minutes to go in this ball game, and a timeout is going to be called and taken by the Hornets, and that will give us an opportunity to remind you that coverage of today's game is brought to you by Sage Products. Sage Products of Salina is your supplier for janitorial products for your business or home. From paper towels to soap and items from ceiling to floor, you will see products from Sage, and you can get the same home field advantage at your home or office by visiting sageselects.com. As far as the running lanes, it's Salina Central that could maybe use some Sage products as they're looking to clean things up down here in the red zone.
They really need to make sure that they tackle. What we've seen a lot is that Valley Center's committed to running the football, but they're not doing trick plays, double, triple reverses. They're running right at you, and they're doing it in a manner that they're going to pick up 2 or 3 yards or they're going to pick up 70 yards. Well, and that depends on your tackling.
And the thing about this power I formation that they're running right now, if they toss it to Mucker as the farthest back, they've got 2 lead blockers coming at you right out of the gates. It's tough to stop.
And I wouldn't rule out Wellew as a good blocker because he is such a power runner naturally as well, too. If he got in the way, he would probably do some damage for him, too.
Wellew will duck back under center here. Again, the conga line lines up behind him. It's Mucker all the way back as the furthest man in this formation. Mucker does get it on the toss, and boy, skids again like he's on ice skates.
That's just bad play call by your coach to run right at the Turf Monster that got you the play before.
You see him there.
Turf Monster's undefeated.
He hasn't moved.
Right?
He's in the same spot that he was 2 downs ago, and it's the same result. Got to be the all-time leading tackler for just about every high school in the country at this point, I'd imagine.
Well, he's had a lot of eligibility.
It certainly has. Got the COVID year and a whole lot more. 3rd down and 8 here for Valley Center. Big play coming up. They will fake it. They want to go for the home run shot, trying to catch Central unaware. Chased down from behind as Wellew. He will have to go out of bounds. And Wellew made a business decision as he felt James McKinney breathing down his neck all the way to the sideline.
He's going to take a 2-yard loss on that and bring up a 4th and 10 right here.
And is this going to be a field goal attempt?
Gives them the full touchdown and extra point lead if he were to be successful with it.
We know what they say about college kickers. We know what they say about high school kickers, but CJ Gonzalez has been reliable this season. 11 for 11 on PATs, 2 for 2 on field goals coming into this one. This one's got the distance. It's good if it's through, and he pulled it wide left. Salina Central, after turning it over on downs, is going to put the offense back on the field, and it's the first kicking miss of any kind this season for CJ Gonzalez.
That's the right call for your coach, too. You've got all the confidence in the world. He's literally, he's a perfect kicker so far. You want to do that, go out there and go up by 7. Flip side, he misses that kick. You're giving the ball back to Central. It's not what you want, but you're giving it to them on the 20. They still got to go 80 yards to get points, and they're down 4.
Well, and it shows the confidence that they have in him, because how many high school coaches send the kicker out for a 35-yarder?
7 total.
Exactly 7. I'm surprised you knew that. That's good trivia knowledge.
I'm real big into the kickers. It's for the brand.
1st and 10, Salina Central here from the 20. It's going to be a handoff up the left side. This is Elijah Wilson again. And he will be bowled into his own sideline here in a game that has cooled off a little bit as far as the chippiness is concerned. It's gotten back to business here for both sides, and I think the ejection may have had a little something to do with setting the tone for that.
That's really what they force the officials' hands. At a certain point, an official is going to have to do something, or it's only going to continuously get worse. And unfortunately, for Trey Heitzman, he was the second offender, and that's just you can't do it.
2nd down and 5, delayed handoff to Wilson, who's got the 1st down and a little bit more. And the one thing I wanted to bring up about that, you lose your 6', 245 senior defensive tackle. Let's see how that impacts the way this Valley Center defense plays here.
We're seeing it right there. So far, Elijah Wilson's gotten 6 and gotten 9.
He's kept it between the tackles, too. Another snap back to Gordon, another handoff to Wilson, another 4-yard gain. And that Central machine has been put in motion here in a 1-score ball game. Only 8:15 left to go. If they keep going at this pace, I mean, we saw them eat 7 minutes of clock on their first drive of the game. they'd love to do that again here.
It's interesting, too, because it looks like they're running right at that empty spot where Trey Heitzman used to be, too.
See if they do it again. Gordon takes kind of an awkward snap. Now he's forced to keep it himself. I think that was supposed to be an option play, but Gordon had to catch the snap on the wrong side, and the option was gone before he had a chance to hand it off. But he makes the most of it and gets it up to a 3rd down and 3 situation.
Very, very third and manageable right here, which is what he wants. Made a smart decision to just get the positive yardage and get all that he could, running right behind that big offensive line that has been clearing out for Elijah Wilson all night. He felt like he could get in some of those yards as well.
Wilson has been immaculate all season long. He's been immaculate again tonight. They will give it to him up the gut. And, boy, he sprung off of a tackle. I didn't even see him pop out to the side. He's not going to get the first, but we'll see if Central wants to keep the offense on the field again here. They've rolled the dice so many times. I mean, it feels like it's really the only thing that they can do here, and I think they're going to.
Yeah, I don't see much hesitation here at all, to be real honest with you.
And that's just faith in your offense. That's just knowing the guys that you've got. They'll make a late sub here as they want to bring Parker Graves, a sophomore listed as an outside linebacker, onto the field. But it will be Elijah Wilson lined up to the right of Gordon. He'll take the snap, and we have got a pre-play penalty. That might just be a false start here on Salina Central.
Sure was. Definitely makes it a lot tougher here at 4th and 6. But, they bring in young Mr. Graves there. They've done that 2 times now tonight, and they put him up there just kind of set off the back on the outside. Just a big body to lead block for him.
Well, and now with the situation changing, they'll bring him off the field. And 4th and 6, I mean, this has been Hunter Mowry territory. Do they go to him again here? Shotgun set for Jack Gordon. He'll look over for the play. Lone receiver off to the right-hand side of your screen, or rather the top of your screen, is Sam Payne. It's Mowry tucked into the slot here on the near side. Snap back to Gordon. 2-step drop, has time, fires sideline. He's got a man. He's got a first down, and it's picked up by Tate Gary. Just his 6th catch of the season, but it was a big one, and Salina Central moves the chains.
Tate Gary, the junior, making a huge catch there, grabbing it with his hands and bringing it into his body.
And it's Central who wants to go up-tempo. They will fire this one off to the far sideline, looking for Grossner, but a bit overcooked there by Gordon. But I like the call there. You got the defense back on their heels. You might as well get to the line and try to run a play while they're still reeling.
Yeah, I do too. I like that call. I think I wish our quarterback there, Jack Gordon, would have done a better job of just dumping it down to Mowry. Pick up 6 yards, but honestly, Mowry, if he catches that ball 3 yards off the line of scrimmage, he could take it to the house. Give him that chance rather than trying to force it up over to the next level.
Stops the clock for the first time in a while here as Gordon will take the snap. He will roll to his right. It's a comeback screen, and that was awfully dangerous. He was looking for Hunter Mowry. The screen designs have been all right on a couple of these, but just a matter of when you have to make that throw back across your body, you always worry when you're the offense if that's going to get tossed up for somebody.
And it seems like Jack Gordon's done a lot of backpedaling and then throwing off his back foot to where he's not making those crisp throws. And then even more so that I've seen too is Valley Center has done a good job of having defenders where the receiver is at. They haven't been fooled by those screen passes. And Jack Gordon's been put in a tough spot because he's backpedaling, throwing off his back foot into an area that he doesn't really want to throw it.
It's another massive penalty here on Salina Central. This one is a 10-yarder, and it sets up 2nd down and 20 for the Mustangs. Again, they trail it 31-27, 5:58 left to go. They're now backed up in their own territory, and you got to think they're going to go to the air here. This is where we've seen Elijah Wilson at times get involved in the passing game. Snap back to Gordon. 2-step drop. This time good protection. He's got all day. He's got a wide open Tate Gary on the near sideline, and that'll get him back to the original line of scrimmage as Gary was standing there flat-footed saying, hey, I'm open.
He was wide open, and he is hungry for that football. He caught it, and he did not hesitate to push the ball up the field, and they just went from 20 and forever to third and manageable here at third and about 4 yards to go.
I was looking at the wrong marker. It is, in fact, as you alluded to, 3rd down and 5. 2 receivers off to the right-hand side. They'll fake the handoff to Wilson. They've got an open receiver. It's caught by Mowry, and he's got daylight. You can kiss him goodbye. Hunter Mowry, for the second time tonight, was all by his lonesome. And it's a walk-in touchdown of 45 yards on the pitch and catch from Jack Gordon. Salina Central back in the driver's seat.
Right out to Hunter Mowry, right down the seam like he's been wide open all night. They didn't have anything behind him. That was 6 as soon as the ball left Jack Gordon's hands.
And correction on my part, Gordon to Mowry, that is the 3rd connection for a touchdown tonight. They equal the total put up tonight by Daymont Mucker. Snap is down, the kick is up, the extra point is through, and Salina Central will reclaim a 3-point lead. We'll step away, but don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss the end of this one. Valley Center, they trail it. They've got the football. When we come back, you are watching the Salina Post Game of the Week.
Every harvest season should start with a great deal. Roll into an upgrade today with Firestone Ag Radial Tires. Stop into Don's Tire and Supply in Abilene for $200 off all eligible non-AD2 tires. At $300 off all eligible AD tires. Now through September 30th. Save instantly when you buy 2 or more Firestone Ag tires. Deals like this don't happen very often, so head into Don's Tire and Supply to take full advantage of Go Harvest rewards. Terms, conditions, and limitations apply. For full details, visit FirestoneAg.com or contact Don's Tire and Supply in Abilene to find out more.
Welcome back in here to Salina Stadium. Tyler Henry alongside Jed Smith. Jed, not only is this our game of the week, this might be the game of the week.
Tell you what, we've had everything that you could want in a football game. Big hits, big scoring, back and forth, both teams in it. A little bit of mental mistakes, but it has been a smorgasbord of excitement and fun for these fans here at homecoming. Valley Center fans have showed up, and they've got a great team to support as well. We have 5 minutes and 42 seconds left, so let's see what happens.
And in all the chaos, neither team has held a lead of more than 7 points. Central will kick it away. Valley Center's going to get the football back. They'll try to field it, and they will at the 12. Looking to make some room up the middle. Immediately caught and dropped at the 25-yard line. That is where the Hornet offense will take the field with 5:36 remaining. And I know they keep getting those big gains for those big touchdown runs, but the way this offense is designed, they are built to put together a long drive here and then punch it in late.
That's what they're going to try to do, but there's going to be a little bit of tension because it's easier to do that if you're tied and you can drain all the time and go down and just score whenever you want to. In this case, Valley Center's down by 3 points. They can't afford to not get in the end zone.
Different look here as there is a lone receiver split off to the near side. It will be, though, another handoff and another big gain, and it's Daymont Mucker right back to work here with 8 yards on 1st down. And that'll keep the clock running for Valley Center. Well, Valley Center's defense has given up a lot more than they're used to, but boy, has their offense overperformed in this game compared to their average.
They've just really come out to play, and they've really broken off some of those big runs that we didn't expect coming into the game.
You look at the touchdowns in this game, a 75-yard run for Mucker, an 18-yard pitch and catch from Gordon to Mowry, an 18-yard run for Mucker, another big 30-yard touchdown from Gordon to Mowry, a 26-yarder from Gordon to Mowry, a 62-yard run for Bailey. It has been the big plays that have made the headlines, and it's a big one here as they stop Mucker in its tracks at the line of scrimmage, actually a yard or so behind to bring up 2nd and 11.
Keep in mind, too, Valley Center did use one timeout earlier in this here 4th quarter down here when they were thinking about starting up their offense and running that clock out. They did use one of those timeouts.
If you're Central, you feel like you're a stop and a score away from putting this game on ice, but the stop, easier said than done. Handoff for the first time tonight on the jet sweep. This is the end around, and it will go for maybe 2 yards as they got that one to Sam Eldridge, and Central was ready for it. They've faked that jet sweep a number of times tonight. And that time they actually went ahead and gave it. 3:55 left to go. Now the clock becomes a factor if you're Valley Center. Obviously, it's 4-down territory the rest of the way. Shotgun set for Hank Waylu. He will take the snap. He'll keep it himself off the left side. He's got room on the sideline. Does he have enough for a first down? I think he got it.
They definitely are going to spot him there for first down yardage. Let's see if they move the chains. They haven't yet.
We got a flag back at the 40, and that might be a hold. And we talked about it hasn't been a lot of penalties, but it's been timely penalties that have hurt Valley Center. That is the biggest one of the day so far.
Without a doubt, and they've been timely or they've been really big. There haven't been a lot of 5-yard penalties tonight. They've been 15-yarders and 10-yarders across the board almost exclusively.
This game has gone crazy. I mean, there's no other way to put it. This has been insanity from start to finish, and I hope you fastened your seatbelts because it's not over yet. 3:35 left to go. Central leads it 34-31. Valley Center comes to the line on a 3rd and 20. 3 receivers off to the right-hand side. This is the most pass look we've seen out of Valley Center, and they will uncork one deep down around midfield. It's incomplete, but we've got 2 flags coming in. Central can't believe it. And look, I always give officials the benefit of the doubt. I don't know about that one, but when both officials throw the flag, you got to think there was something down there.
The thing you look at there, too, is he never really looked back for the football, and so in that, he's probably got his hands on him, and he did. He had his hands on him to feel where he was at, but if you're not going to make a look back at the ball, then it looks like to the officials all you're doing is attacking the receiver. If he'd have gotten that head turned around, I think they would have probably held those flags in.
The funny thing is, it's a 15-yard penalty. It's still not first down. It was 3rd and 20. It's now 3rd and 5, but a much more manageable setup here for Hank Waylu and company. Waylu will give it to the up man. He is going to be stuffed short of the line to gain, and the Mustangs stand tall. They are 1 play away from putting their offense back on the field and getting them a chance to put this game on ice.
Here is the play of the game without a doubt. We're 4th and a long 1, short 2. 2 minutes and 45 seconds left, clock running. Valley Center has to get a first down here, but after that, they've really got to start moving the ball.
Valley Center quick up to the line. It's that conga line formation, the power eye. Waylu will toss it out to Muckert. He's off the right side. He's got the first down, and we play on here from Salina Stadium, but time continues to be a factor here, as now, if you're Valley Center, we already saw them try a 35-yarder. I think they're thinking just get into field goal range here for CJ Gonzalez with 2:22 left to go. Quick snap, another toss to Mucker off the left side. He's looking for that space he's been able to find tonight. He won't get it as he is wrapped up and dragged to the turf. A late flag is going to fly. Tyrus Young was the second man to the party, but we've said this a lot tonight. We got to check the call.
I'll be interested to see this because there didn't look to be anything egregious, and I think the official is talking to the other referee who threw the flag and letting him know that he's not really sure that this was a personal foul, and he's maybe having him put that back in his pocket.
We've seen these get waved off in the past, as our white hat will come out and render the verdict. And it is going to be a personal foul on Central, and it's another massive penalty.
They're going to say that his forward motion was down, which is true, and then he got spun to the ground afterwards. But you got to blow the whistles and call the play dead for the players to stop as well, too. There was not anything about that play that was unnecessary. It just happened late.
Hornets up to the line here before the chains are even set. They'll keep it in that power eye formation. Waylu tosses it back off the outside. This is Mucker up the middle. Another stop here for Central. The only question on my mind right now is what is the deepest field goal that they would feel comfortable giving CJ Gonzalez a chance to kick? They've already tried him from 35. They're not quite to that range yet, but they're approaching it. Another snap for Waylu. Another handoff, this time to the up man. That's Rylan Bailey, and he will burrow his way ahead. Set up 3rd down and 2. We're now down to 1:37 left to go in this one. That missed PAT earlier by Salina Central looking a lot more critical now than it did a good 15 minutes ago. Back in the power I, Waylu, another short handoff. This is going to be good for a first down, and Valley Center continues to get closer and closer. They'll have a fresh set of downs to work with a minute 20 left to go. And they're really speeding up tempo here now, not giving Salina Central time to think. Another toss to the outside, awkwardly picked up by Mucker, who goes backwards and out of bounds. And Central was ready for the toss. That's beaten them a couple of times, and Central said, fool me 2 times, shame on you.
Interesting here that the officials stopped the clock on that. Looked as though he had stopped his forward progress and then went out of bounds, and that should have been called as the clock should have continued to run there, but I guess they did not call him down until he went out of bounds.
So it is 2nd down and 13, a minute 8 left to go. Clock has been stopped, and Central is going to burn a timeout here, and I think they were a little caught out by the formation. 2 receivers lined up to the near side. And we haven't seen a ton of pass-heavy formations for Valley Center. I think Central just wants to take a second and make sure they get this alignment right.
It's the perfect time to call that timeout. You've got a stopped clock already. Call the timeout, let your fellas get a rest. And you know that he was wanting to do that because he waited until the offense got their formation, got set up so that they could see it and talk about it during this timeout as well, too. Fantastic job there by the head coach, Mark Sanbo. Great timeout usage. He's got 2 more left. So he's still in very good position there.
Don't forget, later on this evening, tune into KINA at 10 o'clock for the Kansas High School Football Scoreboard Show. Here's scores and game wraps from around the state of Kansas, brought to you by Home Automotive Centers and Salina Surgical Hospital, also heard on 910KINA.com. Here, it's our Salina Post game of the week. It's a 3-point lead for the Mustangs. It's the Hornets marching into Central Territory. And again, with a minute 8 left to go, this game has had drama. You knew it wasn't going to be easy for either side. And here we go. 1 receiver split off to either side. The one on the far side is Diamond Mucker. They will take the snap. They want to fire this over the middle. It's broken up. That's a huge play for Dez Gibson, who got a hand on it and knocked it down, and it's 3rd down and 13 coming up for the Hornets.
He prefers if you call him King Dez.
Of course, King Dez, crowned homecoming king just about 35 minutes ago. Here comes up with the biggest play of the day for Salina Central, and it sets up a long 3rd down and 13 for the Hornets.
We talk about him as a king, but he's 6'2" and 170, so he had the length to reach up there on that high pass and get it knocked down.
Same formation. Crowd rises to their feet. Waylu wants to air it out to the corner. Lot of hand fighting, no flag. And that is excellent coverage on the near side of the field. And again, it's Bryce Harrison, the 5'10" junior. And now a decision to be made for Valley Center, and they are going to call a timeout to think about this. And just to give you an idea, from this range, assuming you're snapping it back about 5 yards, that is no easy feat. That's a 39-yarder if you want to give CJ Gonzalez a chance to tie it. But also, how often, aside from the big breakaway touchdown runs tonight, have we really seen this offense pick up 13, 14 yards on one play?
This is the exact position that Salina Central wanted to put Valley Center in with the game on the line, because this is not what they're designed to do. Now, if they break one of those big runs, absolutely, it'll work out nicely for them, but they're not designed. Those happen after broken tackles and missed tackles. This is something where you're going to have your quarterback step back and make a throw. And right now, Salina Central's defense has been there to make a stop. Look for them to look for number 21. That's that Sam Eldridge out there on the outside. He is 6 feet tall, 6'1", 155. He's got a little bit of height advantage there.
Coach Sanbo and the rest of these Mustangs pumping up the crowd here in Salina. 4th down and 13. Valley Center, ball game on the line. Central defense looking for one more stop to get the win here on homecoming. Snap comes back to Waylu, wants to go to the air. He's got a man over the middle, and it's incomplete. Boy, you absolutely called it. They were looking for Sam Eldridge over the middle, and they had him for what would have been a walk-in touchdown, but the pass a little bit low, the acrobatic catch unable to be made, and that may have just delivered Central a win here on homecoming night.
Sam Eldridge ran an incredible route. Coach called an incredible play. They had just set him up last time to the outside. He made one fake to the outside, got the DB's hips turned. He was wide open on a post pattern. Throw was just too low. He still almost made a great catch on that, which would have put him in a tough spot, although they had a timeout to use. But clock would have been tough there. What a play by Salina Central. And a big, big missed opportunity by Hank Wellew on that throw.
And that is it. I mean, Central's got the timeouts if they want them, and they will burn one here. And I'm not 100% sure why, but want to make sure they get this right. But it's victory formation. Valley Center's only got one timeout left. That is not going to be enough. And these final 52 seconds are just a formality. And Salina Central, after losing an all-state caliber quarterback in week 1, they have rallied back. They're going to go into week 6 with a 4-1 record.
4-1 sounds a whole lot nicer than that 3-2. It really keeps you that space between your opponents as you go along. And 3-2, it's a lot easier to turn into 3-3, and now you're under 500, and you hate to see that. And I wouldn't expect that from Valley Center. This is a fantastic football team that has left everything out here on the field tonight. Coach called a really great game. There's one play goes the other way for both of these teams, and it could be a completely different game.
Yeah, I mean, you get the feeling Scott LaCure's bunch is going to come back. They're going to do some big things this year, but the ABCTL2 is just as good as advertised. We spoke with Coach Sandbo about it before the game began, and it remains true. And for all of the teams in this league, there's not an easy game left on the schedule.
That's really what you want when high school football comes down to it. You want to get into those games and you start to get it ramped up, and that's when you want to see these kinds of contests for the fans. Everybody that came out tonight, everybody that watched on YouTube tonight, we all got to see a fantastic football game.
Central just needs to take one more knee as time continues to wind down. The final 15 seconds, the knee is taken, and it's going to be a homecoming victory for the home team. Salina Central knocks off Valley Center. Your final score from Salina Stadium, Mustangs 34, Hornets 31. We'll step away, but when we come back, it's the post-game report you have been watching, the Salina Post-Game of the Week. And again, it's brought to you by our friends at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Gabe with Sage Products in Salina, offering industrial strength products that get the job done right. We are featuring hospital-grade disinfectant sprays, wipes, and hand sanitizers to keep you safe this time of year. We carry toilet paper with a large assortment of hand towels. Check out our private line of colorful products like Mom's Streak-Free Glass Cleaner or our friendly Amazing Green Bowl Cleaner. Go online to sageselects.com, visit our 9th Street location in Salina, or call 309-1919.
Fall is full of great activities that keep us on the road. When you return to home sweet home, your sewer backing up into the house is the last thing you want to find. Now is the time to dial up Salina Septic Service and their 24-hour service. They will find the problem, fix the problem, and prevent future problems with the Septic Plus Protection Club. Special pricing and worry-free maintenance. Salina Septic Service, taking care of you now and preventing septic problems in the future. Find them online at salinasepticservice.com.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Despite supply chain issues, West Country Mart in Abilene has shelves stocked full of quality products with the largest selection in the area. We also have a full-service meat department serving the